Hello guys, so after BTS finished their last concert at Stanford as part of ARIRANG Tour, BTS members, jhope, Jimin, RM, and Taeyong did a Weverse livestream for over an hour while having a dinner. So in this video, I'm gonna do a natural translation of this livestream while reacting to it and providing some context as needed. They talked about a lot of super fascinating and hilarious stuff, including like military stories, Pokemon versus Digimon. What else? Why Yoongi was limping. Turns out that he wasn't injured, but he did a marathon, like 12 kilometers long distance running events on the day of the concert for the second day of Stanford concert. What else they talked about? They talked about a lot of different stuff. It was just hilarious, so I'm so excited to do this. Now I might have to turn this into a two-part video, or else this video might be really long. So brace yourself. I'm bracing myself. What else? Yeah, first of all, they did a live stream twice, and for both times they used Yoongi's photo as a thumbnail. And here he's holding a dog named Stony. I heard that that's the dog's name. It's a comfort dog that Team BTS is bringing around the world tour, and Yoongi is holding it. Recently, they posted on the photo on their social media. The title of the Weverse live stream was Namji Taeho. I think it stands for Namjoon, Jimin, Taehyung, Hoseok. So the members' names. And the first time they only turned it on for 32 seconds because jhope forgot to do landscape mode. So let's first watch it. So they order a bunch of food, including like steak. We see onion rings and pizza. So should he slice them up and then start eating? Namjoon, shall we turn on the comments section? Hoseok said that. And Taehyung suggests that maybe we can look at the comments using our mobile phones. And here Hoseok realized that they are in a vertical mode.
Sorry. My bad.
So Namjoon said tashi, meaning we should do it again. So that was that. Now here's the real one, the main one, where they talked for over an hour. Okay, the title of the live stream was Hoji Namtae. This time is Hoseok, Jimin, Namjoon, and Taehyung. And Jin wrote a comment at one point, simply two character, member, which means member, and he never said anything again. Anyways, let's check this out. Now, the last time they did a live stream was back on May 3rd. Okay, so it's been a while. Last time it was Taehyung, Namjoon, and Jin. Okay. At the end of the live stream that time, they were talking about jhope's honey, right? Rock honey. And this time they did talk about that too. Anyways, so it's packed with different topics. Taehyung turned on the music and the background music. 고생, nice work, great work.
Hi guys. Come on, we.
Come on, Wing.
Come on.
Namjoon noticing that a lot of armies wrote "Come on, Wings" on their fan slogan, like fan messages at the concert.
근데 오늘 윙이 어때? 아니 그 저기 핫원 가서 정국이랑 지민이가 컴온 윙 하면서 그 짠 하면서 그 도전하고 8단계 9단계 막 10단계.
So Taehyung asked him what "Come on, Wing" is supposed to mean, and Namjoon explains. It's from the Hot Ones episode, BTS Hot Ones. I'm pretty sure you all know, where Jimin and Jungkook also repeatedly said the phrase "Come on, wing" while devouring the hot wings, and that became a meme.
그 약간 밈이 돼가지고.
근데 그게 뭐 반응이 좋았다고 하더라고.
Yeah, Namjoon, it became a meme, and then Hoseok said that people's responses were great.
왜냐면 그게 말이 안 되는 건데 말이 되는 것처럼 고백이 너무 많이.
And Namjoon said it's funny because the phrase makes no sense, but at the same time it totally makes sense. I later found out that it's from a different meme. Apparently, Jimin and Jungkook learned the expression by watching a certain I forgot where it's from, but these guys, it just shows that these guys love memes and use it all the time.
고백이 이게 뭐야? 뭐 음식?
Now they're slicing the beef.
왜냐면 느끼해서 아닌가?
근데 결의 반대로 써야 돼. 결의 반대로 써야 돼.
So 결의 반대로 썰다. They're talking about how when you slice meat like steak, the direction you cut relative to the muscle fibers, which is called the grain, makes a difference in texture. So they're saying that we should cut against the grain, meaning slicing perpendicular to the fibers, which like cuts those tough muscle strands into short tiny pieces, making the steak tender and much easier to chew.
이게 결 반대 아니야? 이게 결이잖아. 아닌가?
So J-Hope is trying to figure out where is the grain and the direction by which he should cut the steak, slice the steak.
이렇게 써야 되는 건가요? 이렇게 써서. 맞아?
And J-Hope 이게 맞는 것 같기도 하고 I think I'm doing the right thing, maybe not.
뭐 그냥 뭐 어차피 입에 들어가면 다 똑같아.
남준 입에 들어가면 다 똑같아. But like once it's in your mouth, it tastes all the same anyway.
괜찮아.
괜찮아. It's fine.
지민이
He was singing 괜찮아, meaning it's okay, it's fine.
되고 있나?
I guess Jimin went to get something, so J-Hope was like, Jimin, are you okay? And Jimin answered, 먹고 있어요. Go start your, first. So start eating first. J-Hope says his back aches a bit because he danced a bit too hard during Run BTS during the concert. At first, I was like, did these guys film another new episode for 달려라 Run BTS 2.0, the entertainment content? But Namjoon clarifies for me, 춤출 때, when you danced, so J-Hope went a bit too hard during Run BTS the stage. In fact, his sunglasses flew off while he was performing Alien, and he thought it's not a great sign. And for Taehyung, while they were performing Aliens, his necklace fell.
나는 그 목걸이 인이어 뼈가 인이어가 부러졌어.
For Namjoon, his in-ear piece got tangled up with his necklace, and then the in-ear actually broke.
너는 세상 다시 못 쓰니까.
Sesam, I think J-Hope used that expression to mean, such thing happens very often to Namjoon.
이렇게 보니까 또 신기하네.
So they are looking at themselves through like an iPad or something. And RM says that it's kind of cinematic. And actually, yeah, like this scene, this angle kind of makes it look like we are watching like a family drama. So it is indeed cinematic.
삐삐 베이비 이거 하나 찍어서 사고 먹으면은 강도가 달라요.
J-Hope is dipping that steak into the sauce and is feeding Taehyung, asking how is it.
좀 약간 레어하긴 하다.
It's a bit rare.
희귀해? 아무 레이도. 자 여러분 오랜만에 라이브 했네요. 저희 이제 맛집 탐방 크루 이제 이어서
So it's been a while.
이제 오랜만에 라이브 했네요. 저희 이제 맛집 탐방 크루 이제 이어서 이제 호석 씨와 이제 지민 씨를
So last time it was a restaurant, searching crew, and this time
맛집 탐방 크루?
we recruited J-Hope and Jimin.
그 맛집을 찾아서 크루 있었어요.
J-Hope asked about what Matip crew, restaurant searching crew is, and Namjoon explains.
석청에 대해서 토론을 한번 해봤는데
And at the time, we were discussing about J-Hope's Rock Honey, and again, that refers to this live stream. And yeah, they were calling themselves 맛집 crew, a restaurant finding crew.
호비는 이게 약간 그 뭐랄까 좀 이제 좀 그 바이브 그 컨디션에 따라서 항상 그 왔다 갔다 하지. 뭐 그렇게 하지. 근데
J-Hope is not necessarily part of that 맛집 crew, so it depends on his condition and his vibe.
빼놓고 나가?
우리가
한국에서는 가끔 빠져.
계속 이제 맛집 탐방을 했잖아요.
So sometimes J-Hope joins the crew, sometimes he doesn't.
서울에서도 우리가 이제 어디 레스토랑 누군가 잡았다고 바로 같이 가.
아, 그치.
그래가지고 이제 그 크루를 만들었고.
So Taeyong again is explaining what that 맛집 crew means to J-Hope. How these members go look for nice restaurants, especially in Seoul, and go there together.
근데 우리 크루가 이제 이버스 라이브를 하면은 형의 속성 가지고 얘기를 되게 많이 했어.
And J-Hope explained that during the Weverse live stream, they were talking about J-Hope's honey.
근데 지금 생각해보니까 갑자기 동방 예의지국 출신 옷을 열받네. 형 두 명이서 지금 썰거는데 지금 뭐하노?
전 그게 아니라
지금
Namjoon jokingly teases Taeyong. Now that I think about it, as someone from the land of Eastern etiquette, so 동방 예의지국 is a terminology that Korean people use to refer to Korea, the Republic of Korea. Literally, it means a nation where there's a great etiquette. The nation in the East with great etiquette. So it just talks about how manners and etiquette matter a lot in Korea. And it said that as someone from the land of Eastern etiquette, aka Korea, I'm suddenly a little angry or offended. Like two youngs here are slicing up food, and what are you doing right now? Because Taeyong is the youngest.
동생을 애껴 좋아하네.
뭐? 니 여기서 지금
동생을 애껴 좋아하네.
동생을 아껴주는 거지. Now, J-Hope is playfully defending Taeyong. We're taking care of our little brother, 동생.
뭐? 니?
And yeah, Namjoon is clearly playing, smiling.
그러니까 나도 이게 너무 신기해. 원래 안 그러잖아요.
원래 안 그러잖아요. Taeyong says, 그러니까, right, I'm so fascinated myself because this doesn't normally happen.
앞에 있는 사람이 썬 거지.
나는 지금 보면서
And Namjoon says,
자연스럽게. 앞에 있는 사람이 썬 거지.
yeah, we're just doing it because it's in front of us.
나는 지금 보면서 와 진짜 형들이 이렇게 동생을 위해서 이렇게 해주다니.
And Taeyong is impressed. He said that looking at you guys, slicing up, I felt, wow, the Hyungs are really doing all this for their younger brother, 동생. Going this far.
지민이 뭐했어?
Jimin, what were you up to? So he brought Ari cup noodles. Smells good. The last time, these guys were having Ari beverages, while the other four guys, no, it was the other three guys, minus they didn't have Jungkook. So these guys were having Ari cup noodles. So far, I just realized that Jungkook hadn't showed up in Weverse live streams while they were on the world tour. I guess he's busy working out at the gym.
이거 그 K 스포 그거지.
이거 뭐야? 김치 그거가? 김치 프라이드가?
They were asking about which flavor it is.
스파이시.
자, 알아서 나머지는 커팅해서 드세요.
잘 먹을게요.
So it's like spicy or something.
먹고
Let's eat first.
먹지 뭐?
많이 매워?
어?
Jimin says 이거 안 되겠다. It's a little bit too spicy. Probably for Taehyung.
그래? 뭐?
태형이 먹으면 안 되겠다. Yeah, Taehyung is not supposed to eat this because it's too
많이
spicy.
매워?
많이 매워? Is it too spicy?
그래?
혹시 젓가락.
갖다 줄게.
So it tastes good.
맛있는데요?
갖다 줄게.
그래?
혹시 젓가락.
갖다 줄게.
Oh, I love Jimin's manner. Well, first of all, I love the fact that he's taking care of Taehyung. Sending him a warning signal that this is too hot, so he's not supposed to eat it. And then Namjoon, as soon as he used the word, blur out the word, 젓가락, chopsticks, Jimin immediately gets up and says, 갖다 줄게, I'll bring it over for you.
미안한데 맛있는데요?
고백을
미쳤다.
Namjoon loves the meat.
이거 아리가 생각보다 맛있네.
너무 맛있어요.
Jimin quietly says, 아리가 생각보다 맛있네. 아리 cup noodles are actually better than I thought.
이거 아리가 생각보다 맛있네.
Tastier than I thought.
2개 더 해야 돼? 나 원래 4개라고 꺼내놨었는데. 그냥?
J-Hope said that I actually brought 4 of them, 4 of these.
그러니까 진짜 우리 라이브 켜놓고 그냥 우리끼리 있다.
Namjoon realized that how they are talking among themselves during a live stream that they turned on.
라이브 켜놓고 우리끼리 그 약간. 왜? 근데 우리도 원래 약간 그러잖아. 그러니까. 좋은데. 나는
And Taehyung says that actually we've been always like this.
항상 그래.
I'm always like that.
야, 이게 무슨 맛이라고?
뭐야?
Which flavor is it?
몰랐나?
Namjoon, yeah, 막 돌았나? Like 돌았나 means are you crazy? Are you insane? Are you out of Are you out of your mind? But it's a slang that you use when you taste something amazing. At least in this case, Namjoon is using that term
너무 맛있네.
in this context. 너무 맛있네. It's so good.
야, 안 맵냐? 살짝 맵다.
Isn't it spicy? J-Hope asks RM. RM says that 살짝 맵다. It's a bit spicy.
야, 케이스폰 좀 매운데?
Casper, this one is a bit spicy.
왜 뭐 좀 뿌렸어 여기다가?
Did you put something extra on it?
와, 뭐 좀 뿌렸나?
안 뿌렸어?
깔끔하게 뿌렸나?
They didn't put anything on it, but
이거 진짜 매운 거 뭐 잘 먹는 사람들이 먹어요.
그러니까 김복이네 김복.
this one is for someone who is good at eating spicy.
난 너무 맛있는데.
그래? 나
Jimin actually loves it.
너뭐 뿌렸어? 여기? 캡사이신 뿌렸어? 아니지.
예?
RM wonders if Jimin put extra stuff on it to make it spicier, like capsaicin, but Jimin didn't. J-Hope claps when he has something tasty, right?
요새 레골라스 스타일을 해가지고 볼 때마다 약간 반지원자한테 참가해야 될 것 같아.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on Jimin's hair. RM says that Jimin has been doing this Legolas style lately. Every time I see him, I think he should be joining the Fellowship of the Lord of the Ring. So Legolas is a fictional character in J.R.R. Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, RM is talking about Jimin's beautiful hair.
감사합니다.
And Jimin says, 감사합니다. Thank you.
잘 어울려. BGM 선정 좋은데.
J-Hope said, 잘 어울려. It suits you well. Namjoon says, BGM 선정 좋은데. Talk about how he loves the music, that background music that Taehyung chose and played.
그럼요. 뭐야?
뭐야? So he's praising Taehyung's taste of music and his choice.
와. 나 솔직히 배가 너무 고팠어.
Jimin, 솔직히 나 배가 너무 고팠어. Honestly, I was so hungry.
여기 가면 음악이 끊기지 마요.
맞아?
배가 너무 고팠어. 여기 가면 음악이 끊기지 마요.
여기 방은 음악이 끊기지 않아. This room, does never not have music. So it always is filled with music. And I guess J-Hope is sharing the room, or
맞아. 태양이 항상 들어. 그냥 계속 들어.
Taehyung always plays music.
DJ야.
Are you the DJ?
일어나면 들어.
I play music as soon as I wake up. So I guess they are either having this dinner in Taehyung's room, or J-Hope and Taehyung is sharing a room. Anyways, at least it's a room where Taehyung is staying.
남들 안 깼으면 어떡해?
틀어 그냥.
일단 틀어?
그리고 나는
남들 안 깼으면 어떡해? What if others aren't awake yet? And Taehyung says, I still play.
약간 기분 좋은 음악을 틀자.
But I play something that makes people feel good, like something mood lifting.
아침은 또 음악이 좀 달라요.
Morning music is a different vibe.
너 시간인데.
아침은 또 음악이 좀 달라요. 얘가 제일 늦게 일어나요.
Jimin says, 얘가 제일 늦게 일어나요. Actually, he's the one who wakes up last.
너 시간인데.
What time do you get up?
얘는 일어나 밥 먹고 또 자요. 그래서
And he gets up, eats, and then go to bed again.
아 맞다.
얘가 완벽하게 깨지.
너 원래 항상 깨고 이따.
밥 먹고 또 자요. 그래서
아 맞다.
얘가 완벽하게 깨지.
너 원래 항상 깨고 이따 또 자지.
Yeah, so Namjoon says what Jimin said just now. How Taehyung wakes up, eats, and then sleeps again.
저 손 씻었습니다.
Jimin said, I have washed my hands
나 씻었어.
because he's using his hands to slice up pizzas.
이거 찢어 놓을게요.
와, 피자가 아까 이 태양이가 말한 이 피자예요. 이 스탠포드 피자거든요.
So this is the pizza that Taehyung was talked about for multiple times during a concert.
시킨 거야?
보이잖아.
Stanford pizza.
저는 2번을 갔어요 여기.
So J-Hope's been to this place, pizza place, twice.
아 근데 같이 태양이랑 같이.
With Taehyung.
먹어봤어. 너무 맛있어.
It's just so good.
스탠포드 맛집. 또 간 집이야.
It's a Matip at Stanford. Matip refers to a great restaurant.
근데 뭐 일단 뭐 내가 볼 때는 그래. 하긴 맛있긴 해. 너무 홍보같이 또 되면 안 되니까.
I don't want to make this sound like it's like a promotional content, but
너무 맛있는 피자. 아, 근데
it's just so good.
그런가?
맛있는데 어떡해? But it's just so good. So we cannot help but talk about it. That's what RM meant. Clapping again.
뭔가 전통 이런 너 그 먹어봤냐? 그러니까 딱 가서
전통, traditional, something traditional. Have you had it?
일단 유디오
Udio. Where? What are you talking about? Namjoon asks.
이태리 먹어봐 이런데 아 먹어봤지?
Italy is a Korean way of saying Italy.
그래요? 네 맛있어요?
And Namjoon said he has had it before. So J-Hope is asking, have you had like pizza in Italy? Like, which is the people say it's the origin of pizza. And RM had it before.
저는 사실 그 한국식 피자를 좋아합니다.
But I actually like Korean style pizza.
약간 미국에 들어가서 근데 약간 한국에서 살짝 변형돼. 약간 이건 좀 있어요.
Like American pizza, but a little slightly adapted in Korea, from Korea.
약간 좀 K식 섞였지 않아? 이거 약간 K식이지.
So, and they said that 이거 약간 K식이지, like K-style pizza that they're having right now.
내가 맛있는 이태리 피자 못 먹어봤어 볼 수 있는데 아직 좀 짰었어.
어?
내가 맛있는 이태리 피자 못 먹어봤어 볼 수 있는데 아직 좀 짰었어.
Maybe didn't get to have a delicious pizza in Italy, but the one I tried was a bit salty for me.
이번에 다음에 한번 재결 하면 돼요. 우리 이태리 안 가? 뭐?
Maybe this time when we visit, we can have pizza there. Are we not visiting Italy?
가잖아.
We are. We are visiting Rome.
아닌가? 아닌가?
Maybe not.
로마 가나? 로마 가는 거 같은데?
Are we visiting? So they're not sure themselves. So like, are we visiting Rome or not? If I remember correctly, they are Rome. No, they're not visiting Rome. They are visiting Europe, indeed, but not Rome. And I guess they're not sure themselves. There you go. These are the cities in Europe that they're visiting.
로마 갔던 거 같은데?
우리가 뭐 그 벨기에 가고
They're visiting Belgium,
독일 가고
뭐?
Germany.
그냥 이들 음식들.
Jimin's talking about Italian food.
하니까.
뭐 까르보나라.
파스타나.
까르보나라의 원래 발음이 어떻게 되죠?
J-Hope is asking how are you supposed to pronounce carbonara pasta? Carbonara. Right? Meaning. And he asked Namjoon. And Namjoon cannot answer immediately.
궁금해서.
원조로 이런 거니까 까르보나라 뭐 이런 거 아니야?
Carbonara? Alright.
Carbonara.
Oh, alright. Pretty similar. Carbonara.
까르보나라? 원조로?
I noticed that Taeyong is not eating that much.
샤오 이런 거.
Maybe he's too tired.
본조르? 애플.
Jimin is
와 진짜.
going somewhere to get something, I guess.
아 돌아왔나?
Namjoon this time said, "돌았나? Are you out of your mind?" Again, referring to pizza, how good it is.
카르보나라.
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 Taeyong looked it up.
아그
카르보나라. 아라. 이렇게 한다. 카르보나라.
Taeyong looked it up. The pronunciation for
좀 불린데.
까르보나라.
so you're supposed to roll your tongue
그 원조.
for our.
예?
Jimin himself also looked it up, and this time, the tour schedule, and said we're not visiting Rome. Rome is not it. Rome 아니에요.
안 가. 우리.
Yeah, we're not visiting Rome.
나 나중에 여행.
가는 줄 알았는데.
And Taeyong actually knew about it, but when he brought up Rome, he meant that he would like to visit Rome as while traveling
나중에 난 로마에서 여행.
마음으로 간대.
for travel.
수에 살려면 또갈 수도 있지 않을까?
Oh,
수에 살려면 또갈 수도 있지 않을까?
하다 보면 갈 수도 있지 않을까? Maybe we'll have a chance to visit.
뭔가 느껴질 때쯤 이거 먹으면 괜찮은 것 같다.
그러니까. 약간 고백이가 들리긴 많잖아.
While Hosuk is saying that it's great to have that Ari cup noodle while having the steak, and as it gets cheesy in his mouth. Why? Because the steak is a bit fat. It has some fat in it.
이모. 야 야무지네.
야무지네 again. Talk about how good the food
잘
is.
지내셨죠?
Now our RM is talking to the audience. How you guys doing?
우리는 너무 잘 지내고 있습니다.
J-Hope, as for us, we are doing fantastic.
사람들이 아이분들이 너의 석청을 엄청 궁금해하시더라고.
A lot of people are curious about your rock honey.
아마 근데 할 거예요. 지금
석청.
댓글 보면은 팬들이 주제 막 계속 얘기할 거예요. 우리가 그런 거 보면 돼.
정호
Actually, looking at the comments, fans are probably keep asking about different topics because the last time Taeyong had a live stream with Jin and RM, they made a request, right, for armies to suggest topics, discussion topics in the comment section.
석청입니다.
우리가 전부터 우리가 계속 이제 그렇게 할 거라고 했습니다.
And that's what we said the last time. That from here on, we're gonna receive topic recommendations from the fans, and we will have discussions about those.
아니 내가 석청을 옛날부터 공연을 할 때마다 먹었던 그 꿀이기는 해. 뭐.
I've actually been eating seokcheong since a long time ago.
사실 너희들 행군할 때와 행군 꿀 스틱들 막 조교들이 안 주고 막 안 그랬냐?
When you guys were on marches in the military, what's the 행군? Yeah. So it's a long march in the military that you do as part of the military training, where you have to walk for like 100 kilometers. It depends on like a base and like military camp. 40 kilometers, I guess. And you have to carry a really heavy backpack. Okay, 20 kilometers. Oh, I guess it was because that I was an officer, so I had to walk for over 100 kilometers. But for regular soldiers, it's about 20 kilometers. But you have to carry that heavy military backpack, like 30 kilograms or 40 kilograms or even heavier.
꿀 스틱들 막 조교들이 안 주고 막 안 그랬냐?
And Hosok asked these guys, didn't officers hand you guys honey sticks while you guys were on marches? 꿀 stick. Yeah, so portable honey packages.
논산 그렇게 다정다감하지 그래?
남준 says, 농산은 그렇게 다정다감하진 않았어요. 논산 is a place where you have the military training. And he said that 논산 wasn't quite that warm and fuzzy.
아 그래?
So we didn't get any.
우리는 막 주고 막 그랬었거든. 나 조교
But J-Hope did get those honey sticks while they were doing the marches.
나 조교할 때도 막 꿀스틱 주고 근데 어떻게 막 주고 막 그랬었거든. 나 조교
Oh, but for Namjoon, he got like Snickers and like chocolate.
나 조교할 때도 막 꿀스틱 주고 근데 어쨌든 힘들 때마다.
And J-Hope, he was serving as an instructor, right, military instructor, and he also handed out honey sticks to the soldiers that he was supervising.
이렇게 꿀 한 번 먹으면 되게 회복이 되더라고. 그래서 당이 바짝 올라오고.
And I realized that every time I have honey, it really energizes me with sugar,
딱 올라오니까 힘도 나고 막 이러니까.
like instant boost.
전에 어쨌건 들어가기 전에 딱 한 스푼 먹고 들어가면 괜찮은 것 같은데 싶어가지고.
약간 제육.
So, you get energy. So before performing, I just have a spoonful before going on stage and you're good.
석청이 여러분들 그거거든요. 돌에서 사는 야생 벌집의 꿀을 채취한 게 돌석자를 써서 이제 제가 봤을 때 정호석 이제 이런 것 때문에 석청인 것 같은데.
Now, everyone, 석청 is like a wild honey in rocks. So it's a honey harvested from wild beehives. And the character Seok actually means rock. But here, this is where Hoseok's name Seok is combined with.
제가 봤을 때 정호석 이제 이런 것 때문에 석청인 것 같은데. 석청 꿀 중에서 제일 비싼 꿀 중에 하나예요, 제가 알기로.
But 석청 is actually one of the most expensive kinds of honey, as far as I know.
그래서
여기 멤버들 세계 비해 되게 약간
호석이의 석청은 뭔가 끝까지 약간 되게 약간 제가 알기로.
그래서
여기 멤버들 세계 비해 되게 약간
호석이의 석청.
I think Taeyong is talking about how the members look on screen
뭔가
because they were just looking at the iPad.
끝까지 약간 정제가 된 느낌이 아니라 이렇게 막 이렇게 액체가 아니라 약간 뭐라 해야 되지?
근데 이번에
RM is analyzing Hoseok's honey. So J-Hope Seokcheon has this quality of like it never feels fully refined, not completely liquid either. More like
액체 사이? 근데 이번에
it's somewhere between solid and liquid.
중간에 다 떨어져 버렸어. 그래가지고 조님께서 급하게 저희가.
But now, this time we ran out in the middle because these guys were just stealing from J-Hope.
부모님께서 새로 보내주셨는데.
So our parents are sending new one.
또 매번 맛이 똑같지가 않아요.
But the thing is, Seokcheon is never quite the same flavor each time.
매번 달라.
It's different every time.
야생꿀이라고 거.
I guess that's because it's wild
그래서
honey.
이번에 꿀은 좀 묽더라고.
So this batch was noticeably more runny. Okay, so I guess J-Hope already received the honey that his parents sent. And this time it's a bit more runny than the last time. More liquidy. Jimin brought new cup noodle, so they are having a total of 4 cup noodles because the red one is a bit too spicy.
매웠냐? 괜찮았어?
네, 맛있던데.
J-Hope is still amazed how Jimin can handle the spicy cup noodle. Wasn't it too spicy? I love BTS Mukbang.
이게 약간 그 김 볶음 이거 같은데.
궁금한 멤버.
So they're having different flavors. Jimin, 왜 이렇게 맛있냐 이거? Why is it so good? We're too busy eating, J-Hope realized.
먹긴 하다.
일단 먹고.
먹고 소통해요.
Let us eat first, and then we will communicate.
야 이제 베가스만 남았네.
We only have Vegas left now before coming back to Korea for Busan concert.
살 것 같아. 베가스. 살 것 같아.
뭔가 살 것 같아. I feel alive now. Probably J-Hope means that he feels alive and energized once he has food in his stomach.
베가스 끝나고 와서 부산이지.
Once we're done with Vegas, we are going to Busan, right?
나 부산 오랜만에 간다. 나 군대 가고 나서 부산 처음 가본 것 같아.
It's been so long since we're going to Busan. I feel like this is my first time in Busan since enlisting in the military. Same with
너
J-Hope.
전화 왔냐?
Haven't you been there at all since military discharge?
갈 일 없었구나. 그렇지.
No reason to go.
형님 갈 리가 있나? 뭐 갈기 뭐로?
갈매기 보러. Maybe to see seagulls in Busan?
갈매기? 전겨?
Because Busan is on the seaside. And Jimin says, yeah? Probably RM was just joking, but
뭐 뭐로?
even RM himself is laughing
갈매기?
at his own joke.
전겨?
Yeah?
지금 갔었냐? 지금 부산 안 갔어요?
I don't know, they're asking Jimin whether he's been to Busan.
그때 고양이 공연한 거
부직샷? 아 엑스포?
예, 이걸 안 가봤는데.
So,
다 처음
yeah,
가보네.
since the last time they had a concert in Busan, he has not been there. So it's the first time for everyone.
없어요. 아무리 고양이라지만 이게
그렇지 요즘은
Even though it is Jimin's hometown, he hasn't been there recently.
뭐 예를 들어서
안 가. 광양을 잘 안 가.
Nowadays, we are not really visiting our hometowns.
뭐 예를 들어서 명절이면은 뭐 어떻게 가요? 명절에 갈 수가 없어요.
For example, during national holidays, 명절, there's no way for me to go
그래서
일도 있고
because I have work to do.
그날 쉬어도 그 다음 날 또 일하니까 뭐 가기가 애매해서.
And even if it's holidays, the next day I have work to do, so it's a bit tricky.
그래서 전 명절날
It's awkward to go.
본 집에 가본 지가 도대체 몇 년이지? 나 진짜 되게 처음이나 가본 것 같은데.
So for the holidays, I generally cannot remember the last time I went to my family home.
본 집에 가본 지가 도대체 몇 년이지? 나 진짜 되게 처음이나 가본 것 같은데.
Maybe I think I only went right after debut.
아버지 건강하시고.
아버지 건강하시고. Is your father doing well? But Jimin's reaction. What is that? That sigh.
이런 반응 처음.
아니 이 질문을
남준, I have never seen such a reaction from Jimin.
되게 자주 하는데 아마 이 투어에서도 몇 번 했을 거예요.
No, Jimin's defense is that J-Hope has been saying this every time, and he said this multiple times even during this tour.
아버지 건강하시고. 그렇죠. 아버지 건강하시고.
Because 아버지 건강하시고, that's a thing that you would say to somebody to ask how their family is doing, how their parents are doing. But maybe J-Hope said it too much. It kind of has become his habit, which is why Jimin showed that reaction.
이런 반응 처음.
아니 이 질문을 되게 자주 하는데 아마 이 투어에서도 몇 번 했을 거예요.
아버지 건강하시고. 안 보는 늘 눌러야지 항상.
You always have to check in. Always check in. You always have to check in about how your parents are doing.
감사하게 생각하죠.
Yeah, I'm always grateful for that.
네, 건강하시죠.
They are healthy.
많이 건강해지시고 있어요.
My dad is becoming healthier, much healthier.
살 빼고 계셔가지고.
He's been losing weight.
남준이 아버지 건강하시고.
Hobie asked the same question to Namjoon.
아버지? 야 우리 아버지는 스키를 요새 빠지셔가지고.
My dad has
스키를 그냥
really gotten into skiing lately.
다니셔.
He does it all the time.
야 우리 아버지는 진짜.
Taeyong's dad.
형 아버지는 너무 패셔니스타셔.
Taeyong is not saying anything, even after he starts by saying,
아니죠. 땡 아버지도 아니고. 야, 우리 아버지는
"Yeah, 우리 아버지는," as if he has a special story to tell about his dad, but then he doesn't say anything.
형 아버지는 너무 패셔니스타셔가지고 태영이
Taeyong's father is such a fashionista, fashion legend.
아버지랑 태영이네 아버지가 진짜 패셔니스타잖아.
RM believes that J-Hope's dad and then Taeyong's dad are seriously fashion icons.
너무 귀차니즘 성격이야.
Okay, I guess that's why Taeyong was like, yeah, 우리 아버지는 진짜, because his dad lately has been in a total laziness mode.
불밖을 안 나가.
He never goes outside his home anymore.
아, 약간 집돌이 되셨어?
He has become a total homebody.
뭐 하신대?
What is he up to?
너무 좋대요. 그냥.
He just says home is just too good. That's too cute.
아, 집만큼 안전한 곳은 없어.
그치.
나 집만큼 안전한 곳은 없어.
집안만큼 안전한 곳은 없어. Nowhere is as safe as a home, which is so true. That's what J-Hope said. 집안만큼 안전한 곳은 없어.
근처에서 그냥 한잔 하고.
난 집 밖이 너무 좋아.
He just has a drink near home.
그냥 근처에서 그냥 한잔 하고.
I'm not sure if Taeyong is referring to himself or his dad.
집 밖이 너무 좋아.
But then RM said, 집 밖이 너무 좋아. As for me, outside the house is amazing for me.
그래?
집 밖이 너무 좋아. 너는 정말 여기 와서 한 번도 빠짐없이 나가지 않았지?
J-Hope, since coming here, starting the world tour, you have gone out every single day without fail, haven't you?
난 정말 집 안에만 있었던 꼴이 없었어.
Yeah, I was never completely inside my room the whole time.
대단하긴 해.
That's impressive.
아, 뭐였어? 게임에서? 우리는
What have you been up to lately? Playing games?
피클볼하고
I played pickleball,
운동하고
exercise,
우리 친구들 가끔씩 게임 한번 하고
playing some games.
맞아. 지민이 그 빌려가지고 게임기 빌려가지고 TV 연결해가지고
벌써?
J-Hope borrowed consoles, Jimin's consoles, and then connected it to the TV.
닌텐도? 닌텐도.
So RM thought he was talking about PlayStation, but it was actually Nintendo.
그렇구나. 나도 뭐 하는지 궁금하더라고. 뭐 하고 지내는지.
I was curious about what everyone else is doing.
제가 뭐 안 했는데.
You should have reached out to us because we haven't really done anything.
형은 나가야 되기 때문에 우리랑 뭘 하잖아.
아니야.
Jimin teases RM saying that Namjoon Hyung has to go out always, so it's likely that he's not gonna do something with us.
피고 싶어도 나 식사랑
형.
하잖아. 피클볼이랑.
형,
But Namjoon denies he would love to join in.
내가 이런
아니야. 피고 싶어도 나 식사랑
형.
하잖아. 피클볼이랑.
형,
Like having meals and playing pickleball and stuff.
내가 일어나잖아요. 그러면 남준이 형 어디 있어요? 그러면 남준 씨는 지금
나는 항상 남준이를 물어봐.
And Taeyong says, whenever I get up, I always ask, where's Namjoon Hyung? Probably asking protocol staff manager.
하루에
Where's Namjoon? And Hoseok does the same thing.
내가 시작을 남준이 오늘 뭐 한대요? 고맙다.
I always start the day with the question, what is Namjoon doing today?
남준이 형 뭐예요?
나 어디 안 나가니까.
Jimin also rarely goes outside.
왜안 나왔어? 왜 안 나와?
제좀안 나가는 멤버가 어쨌든 진영 좀 많이 안 나가는 거. 이번에 정국이 진짜 안 나가거든요.
So here are the members that rarely go outside, like Jin, and surprisingly Jungkook this time.
나 솔직히 나 빼고 다 안 나가는 것 같은데.
And RM says that, to be honest, everyone except me is staying home, staying in their rooms.
아니야.
그 윤기 형은 항상 물어보면 윤기 형 뭐예요? 지인분이랑 같이 식사가 잡혀 있으시다고.
Now, Taeyong adds that whenever I ask about Yoongi Hyung's schedule, they said that he has like meal reservations with some friends
이거 아는 사람 많아.
남준이 형은
because he has a lot of friends that he knows.
그 갤러리 구경하고
Namjoon Hyung is checking out a gallery
근처에서 식당 가 있습니다 하고
and has a meal at a nearby restaurant.
방에 있고
너는 방에
Jimin and Taeyong are in their rooms.
호비 형은 이제
나는 보통 요즘 투어에서는 얘랑 많이 같이 다녔으니까
Hobie has been spending time with Taeyong. I think that's the direction that he's pointing at, Taeyong.
하다 보니까
뭐야?
얘의 루틴에
맞춰서 너도
맞춰가지고
맞춰줘.
그렇지.
So I kind of adjust to his routine.
내가 그냥 태영이가 약간 그런 스타일이야. 아 저 그냥 너한테 의사 안 물어보고 아 저 그냥 호석이 형이랑 이따 어디 갈게요.
Taeyong is that type. Like he doesn't ask for your opinions, but says that I'm gonna go to some place with Ho-seok Hyung. We're going somewhere.
뭐 그런 스타일이긴 하지.
That kind of stuff.
맞춰가지고 이제 가고.
So I match his schedule and we go.
근데 이번에
And I kind of appreciate that. And as we have learned from RM recently, because Taehyung brought Namjoon to galleries and museums, Namjoon has really fallen in love with the world of art. So, didn't they say that Taehyung, they playfully said that Taehyung is like a cultural director or the leader of culture and entertainment in BTS?
뭔가 참 이게 좀 되게 신기한 게 체감이 되게 길어.
jhope, this is kind of interesting. I find this tour, it feels long.
나는 이번에 좀 신기하거든.
얘기를 해.
And he is saying this in a very positive way.
체감이 길어. 그냥 체감이.
It feels long.
그게 쉬는 날은 많아져.
뭔가
And RM says that it's because we have a lot of rest days, which is why I said that I think he's saying this in a very positive note.
우리가 느낄 수 있는 도시를 느낄 수 있는 시간이 많아서 생각보다 이 체감이 되게 체류가 길게 느껴지긴.
근데 반대.
Because we have a lot of time to really feel each city, experience each city. So the stay feels longer than you would expect.
대로 또 휴식 시간이 없으면은
되게 힘들어.
그건 힘들지.
저희가 이제
But on the flip side, Taeyong said, if there were no rest days, then doing a tour would be really difficult.
투어를
대로 또 휴식 시간이 없으면은
되게 힘들어.
그건 힘들지.
저희가 이제 투어를 7년 만에 하면서 어떻게 해야 투어를 건강하고 길게 할 수 있을까? 이거에 대한 이 토론을 엄청 했잖아요.
We had so many discussions about this, doing a tour for the first time in 7 years, asking ourselves, how do we do this in a way that's sustainable and healthy?
어려운 문제지.
웰링턴의 성향.
어려운 문제지.
어려우면 안 되지. It shouldn't be too difficult.
웰링턴의 성향도 다 다르고
사실 솔직히
각자 힘들어하는 포인트가
전에 투어는 내가 진짜
아,
다르고
뭐가 다르고?
어려운 문제지.
웰링턴의 성향도 다 다르고
7명의 성향도 다르고 every member, every 7 member is so different from each other. Everyone's tendencies are different.
사실 솔직히
각자 힘들어하는 포인트가
전에 투어는 내가 진짜 많이
And the points where each person, each member struggles is also unique and different.
힘들었지.
나도 힘들었어. 너랑 나 했을 거야. 너랑 나.
내가 진짜 많이 힘들었지. 사실 솔직히
각자 힘들어하는 포인트가
전에 투어는 내가 진짜 많이 힘들었지.
Previous world tours, Taehyung was the one who really struggled.
나도 힘들었어. 너랑 나 했을 거야.
Same with Namjoon.
너랑 나. 저는 공연하는 거는 진짜 좋은데
I love performing so much,
나는 공연하는 건 진짜 너무 좋은데 공연 바깥에 이제 나머지 시간들이
but the time outside of performing,
이 공연하는 난 오히려 그래서 쉬는 날보다 공연하는 날이 더 좋아.
so for me, performing days were better than rest days.
뭔가 막 뭐라 해야 되지? 되게
How do I put it?
사람인 거야. 약간 뭔가
I must really be Korean
뭘 하는 느낌이고 뭔가 내 존재가 약간 의미가 있는 느낌?
because there's a sense of doing something, a sense of that my existence has some kind of meaning.
오늘 뭔가 했다.
Like I did something today.
그래서 공연하는 편이지.
옛날에는 다 조심해야 되니까.
Back then, everything had to be so careful. Taeyong said.
당시 지금은 아까 팬들이 많아서 나가지 않는지.
그러니까
So their protocol staff manager says, "Hey Taeyong, she, right now you will have to stay in the hotel the whole time. You shouldn't go outside." That's how you would respond. How Taeyong would respond. Okay, then in a sad way.
지금은 대형 씨 바깥에 팬들 괜찮습니다.
But now, when they tell me, Mr. Taeyong, there are many fans outside, but then he stops in the mid sentence and said, "Oh, that's fine," and then he just goes outside. And I love that. I love that. This is something that makes the BTS career sustainable. I mean, unfortunately, they will still have some fans almost invading their privacy by lurking somewhere near them the whole time, like waiting there outside their hotel rooms. But now they have adopted this attitude of like so what attitude, and I'm glad that Taeyong is saying this and Taeyong does this, as long as he doesn't run into some accidents. So he needs to be still careful about that. And also, I really appreciate what Namjoon said. During the previous tour, he struggled because he had to like stay in the hotel the whole time. Same thing with Taeyong, which is why he wrote a song called "Lonely." I'm fucking lonely. That song, his solo song, that he released in 2022 on the album Indigo. And yeah, there he talks about the loneliness that he feels trapped inside a hotel room and stuff. And now they are actually enjoying the world tour, even outside the performances. And that's what is great about this ARIRANG World Tour.
그냥 가서 피클볼 치면 또 피클볼 사진 찍혀 영상 찍혀서 눈 올라오면 이제 다시는 거기 안 보고.
Okay, Taeyong says that he was just talking about he doesn't care anymore whether fans are out, waiting outside, how risky it would be and how dangerous it would be. So he just says 괜찮습니다, that's fine. And then he goes plays pickleball, and then people take photos of him, take videos of him, and then the footage spreads everywhere. And then Taeyong goes, well, then I never visit that place again. Yeah, you go and play pickleball and someone takes photos and videos, go straight up, then you never go back to that place.
근데 이번에 나는 개인적으로 피클볼을 좀 컸어. 그러니까
J-Hope really loved pickleball.
좋더라.
It was a really big one for me.
나는 발만 좀 더 멀쩡했으면.
나는 개인적으로 피클볼을 좀 컸어. 그러니까
피클볼 좋더라.
Pickleball 좋더라. RM also loved it.
발만 좀 더 멀쩡했으면.
Only my foot were, if only my foot were in a better shape.
근데 형 잘하던데요?
내가 제일 못.
Taeyong said that RM was pretty good at it, but RM said that he was the worst.
근데 나는 재밌겠어. 멤버들이랑 다 같이 밥 먹으러 가는 일이 많아서 좋은 것 같아.
Huh. Now this is what Jimin said. I love the fact that there are a lot of opportunities for me to have meals with other members.
그거 많이 자주 먹었지.
밥도 먹고. 그러니까 지민이가 이제 파인다이닝을 엄청 힘들어하는 스타일이에요.
Jimin is a kind who struggles with fine dining
음식 기다리는 거?
원래 디저트도
because waiting for food is a challenge for him.
전혀 안 먹고.
He never used to eat dessert at all
상남자기 때문에 지민이는 그냥
지민 완전
because Jimin is such a real man's man,
테토남이잖아.
지민이는 그냥
completely Teto style. Nowadays in Korea, Tetonam, Teto. What is the origin of Tetonam? I think it's hormone testosterone. Like how masculine someone is. So it's like a playful term.
밥이랑 그냥 김치만 있으면 그냥 뚝딱.
And Namjoon said that for Jimin, just rice and kimchi, and they'll be fine for him. He finishes eating in a flash. That kind of guy.
디저트도 드시고 와인도
지민이는
But lately he's having dessert and even wine.
에피타이저 10분 뒤에 에피타이저 나오고 나서 10분 뒤에 첫 번째 코스 나오는데
For Jimin, waiting for 10 minutes for a first main dish as part of the course menu after finishing appetizer is such a challenge that he sighs like that.
에피타이저 나오고 나서 10분 뒤에 첫 번째 코스 나오는데
지금 끙끙 알아.
Yeah, Jimin suffers visibly.
알아. 지민이가 힘들어하는 식당.
I can totally imagine that. He finishes the appetizer, waits for 10 minutes, and then the first main dish comes, and then he just reacts like that.
죽겠다고
맛있는데 그러니까
죽겠다고. Taeyong is playing, teasing Jimin, how he says like, I'm dying while waiting.
이제 빨리 나온 게 적응이 돼 있다 보니까
그치, 한국
진짜 이만큼 나오잖아요. 빨리 나온 게 적응이 돼 있고 맛있는데 그러니까
Jimin said that it's just fine dining is good,
이제 빨리 나온 게 적응이 돼 있다 보니까
but I'm just so used to fast service.
그치, 한국
진짜 이만큼 나오잖아요.
And for fine dining, you only get this much each time, each dish.
톡 먹고
And I just pop it in.
진짜 배고픈데
But then I'm so starving. He's shaking like that.
조금만 뺐어.
야, 이게 한국은 서럽다.
조금만 뺐어.
야, 이게 한국은 서럽다.
조금만 fast. So he acts as if that he asked a restaurant owner to hurry up a bit faster.
그러면 이렇게 째로 가지고 다니다가 예 하나요 하면서 그냥 그대로 주잖아. 주문하면 알지? 다 하나요 이러면서 그게 적응됐다 보니까.
Because in general, in Korea, when you order food, it comes so fast.
이제 파인다이닝 적응이 좀 힘들어요.
So for finding, you need to adjust yourselves.
왜냐하면은 극과 극을 만나봐서 그런 것 같아. 이제 한국에서 쉽지 않았던 것 같아. 왜냐하면
And it wasn't easy for me, Jimin said.
극과 극을 만나봐서 그런 것 같아. 이제
I have experienced both extremes.
빨리빨리 음식을 먹는데
Coming from Korea, fast-paced eating culture,
이제 그 3시간 넘게 밥을 먹는 곳을 가봤어요.
and then going somewhere where a meal takes over 3 hours.
쉽지 않지.
3시간 반이었어요.
미슐랭 3스타.
It was 3.5 hours.
네.
A 3 Michelin star restaurant.
근데 저도 궁금했죠. 궁금한 건 궁금했어요.
흑백 요리도 재밌잖아.
I was curious about that too.
와 진짜 집에 가고 싶더라고요.
I wanted to go home.
근데 많은 사람들이 그래. 특히 한국 사람들.
근데 다들
Namjoon realizes that a lot of people say that. Honestly, especially for Koreans.
3시간 넘게 먹으면 전 진짜 태어나서 한 번도 없어서
I have never in my lifetime eaten a meal that lasted over 3 hours.
쉽지 않아요.
So it wasn't easy.
맛있는데 하면
근데 또 비슷한 게 또 사람들이랑 이제 술 마시면서 대화하는 건 3시간 걸리잖아.
되죠.
그런데
But then, having a conversation with people for 3 hours, that's fine, right?
야 누구랑 좋냐.
맞아.
약간 사실 식사는 어떻게 보면 서브고.
맞아.
약간 그
So the real thing is the conversation, especially the person you're having the conversations with. So for Namjoon, food is almost secondary.
다리를
그 자리에서의 대화 토킹이 약간
이러다가 나중에 전문가 될 수 있어 지민이가.
So it kind of matters who you go with.
전문가.
저의 대화 토킹이 약간
이러다가 나중에 전문가 될 수 있어 지민이가. 파인다이닝 전문가.
At this rate, Jimin could become a fine dining expert, RM says.
근데 이제는 저도 디저트 좀 먹습니다.
But now, even I eat a little dessert.
얘가 디저트 먹는 거 보고 깜짝 놀랐잖아.
I was so surprised to see him eating dessert.
갑자기 디저트 좋아하는
그래서 오늘도 준비했습니다.
He suddenly likes dessert.
어우,
And we had dessert prepared today.
저 진짜 거의 처음 먹지 않았어요. 이번에 형들이랑 가가지고 시켜서.
It was actually my first time eating dessert, going to restaurants with Hyungs.
아 맛있던데요? 감기 땡기더라고.
It was good actually.
처음으로
It was kind of pulling me in.
저 디저트 먹고 싶어요 라고 했어.
난 모든 요리에
Yeah, so Taeyong was impressed when Jimin said, I want dessert. 디저트 먹고 싶어요.
방송 디저트 한다.
J-Hope, I believe every meal is completed by dessert.
원래 처음이랑 끝이.
아니 저는 모든 요리
Yeah, RM. The 처음이랑 끝이, the beginning and the end are the most important parts.
완성은 김치찌개라고 생각해요.
You know how J-Hope earlier said 모든 식사의 완성은 디저트다. 모든 요리의 완성 디저트다. Every meal is completed by dessert. But then Jimin said 모든 요리의 완성은 김치찌개라 생각해요. I believe every meal is completed by 김치찌개. This is why these guys playfully call Jimin like a real man's man. Like Korean in Korea, I guess it's a stereotype where just a tough guy would eat only one meal always all the time. And for Jimin, it's kimchi jjigae.
근데 나는 디저트를 운동하고 나서부터
Taehyung, for me, I started having dessert after I started to work out.
운동하니까 단계 땡겨.
Because when you work out, you crave sweets.
김치찌개 나는 그 김치찌개 끓이다가 그 살이면 하나 싹 넣어갖고
For RM, he loves kimchi jjigae ramen and making kimchi jjigae and then throw a packet of ramen in. But then Jimin disagrees.
그 살이면 하나 싹 넣어갖고
The way he says 아니에요, no, and then he even bangs on the table sounds like he has a very distinct philosophy about kimchi jjigae.
모르시는구나.
You don't know too well, he even says.
이제 부모님이 해주시잖아요. 그러면은
부모님이 해주시잖아요. So your parents make kimchi jjigae, right?
먹어.
And you eat that.
남겨.
Leave some.
차가질 거 아니에요.
It will get cold.
그걸 다시 끓이면서 물을 조금 넣고 면을 그때 넣어야 돼.
And then reboil it with a little water added. And that's when you put the noodles in.
그러면 시간이 3시간 이상 식사해야 돼.
아니죠.
But then it takes over 3 hours.
다음 날 먹어야 되는 거예요.
Okay, so you're supposed to eat the next day.
하루 둬야 돼.
맛있는 거니까 이제 아껴 먹는다.
아니죠.
So for delicious food, you have to save it and enjoy it slowly.
약간 국물이 한번 짜졌다가 다시 물 채워서 그 짜지.
So for Jimin, the broth has to become concentrated and become a bit saltier, and that's where you add water in and then make noodles out of it.
국물이 한번 짜졌다가 다시 물 채워서 그
And he's frustrated that Namjoon doesn't get it.
나 어제 새벽에 컵라면 먹고
좋아한다.
Taehyung, I had a cup noodle last night in early hours,
어제 새벽에 컵라면 먹었어.
past midnight.
나는 게임하고 있다가 배가 고프대.
Taehyung was hungry in the middle of the night.
저녁에 먹은 거 여기 있잖아.
게임 하고 있다가
나는 게임하고 있다가 배가 고프대.
so Taehyung was playing games together with Jimin, and then all of a sudden he got hungry.
저녁에 먹은 거 여기 있잖아요. LA가.
The food from dinner was right there. LA 갈비.
나도 파에 들어가지고 내가 먹고 남겨둔 거 있었거든요. 근데
So LA 갈비. Is this? This is what is called LA 갈비, and that's what they have for dinner. And there was leftover.
이제
저기
나도 파에 들어가지고 내가 먹고 남겨둔 거 있었거든요. 근데
So Jimin has some leftovers. He had set aside.
LA 갈비 먹으면 기름 때문에 하얘지잖아요. 냅두면은.
But LA 갈비, when you leave it, the fat turns white.
근데 이게 약간 나한테는 약간 문학 입힌 걸로 보였어요.
But to Taehyung's eyes, it kind of looked like moldy to Taehyung.
나한테 방에 들어가서 너 무슨 거 먹어도 돼.
So he came into my room with it, and he said that, is it fine to eat this? It has turned white.
근데 얘가 먹어도 된다길래
But then Jimin said that it's okay to eat,
하지 않으면
as long as he's okay with it.
먹어도 돼.
하고 있어요 지금.
And then he finished it.
먹어도 돼.
하고 있어요.
He finished it completely.
아니, 먹다 남은 거니까 스포지 않으면
어제도 그 단톡방에 남아있더만 그 컵라면이나 이런 거 있나요? 이런 거.
네.
Someone wrote in the group chat yesterday, anyone got cup noodles or something?
늦게 자서 그래. 일찍 자버려야 돼.
아니 난 누워.
Jhope points out that that's because you sleep late. You have to sleep early.
나도 일찍 자고 싶어.
너 진짜
남준, 나도 일찍 자고 싶어. I want to sleep early too.
나 3시?
나 진짜 웃기고 싶어.
나도 일찍 자고 싶어.
너 진짜
나 3시?
So Taehyung asked what time Namjoon went to bed, and he said around 3 a.m.
나 진짜 웃기고 싶어. 내가
빡센데. So for J-Hope, going to bed 3 a.m. is too late.
몇 시에 자? 비.
나 8시.
V, what time do you go to bed? Now, before that, Taehyung was saying something like, do you guys want to hear something really funny or something?
자고 싶어.
너 진짜
나 3시 자고 그래.
일찍 자버려야 돼.
아니 난 누웠는데.
나도 일찍 자고 싶어.
너 진짜
Yeah, right here.
진짜 웃긴 거 봤어요.
야 진짜 웃긴 거 보여줄까요? Do you want me to show you something really funny?
너 12시잖아.
Now, J-Hope goes to bed 12 at midnight.
진짜 비.
And Taeyong says he goes to bed at 8, at around 8.
아침?
You mean 8 a.m.?
그러니까 이게 내가 4시에
Taeyong going to bed at 8 a.m. This.
잠을
가능해?
4시에 눈을 감아.
Is that even possible? J-Hope asks.
아니 그러니까 4시까지 잠이 안 와요.
So I cannot fall asleep until 4 a.m.
나도 잠이 안 와. 사실 그때까지.
근데 내가 눈을 감아요.
So I close my eyes at around 4 a.m.
내가
일단 잠오는 거야?
이 틀어놓고 주무세요라는 그
ASMR 같은 거?
제목 같은 게 그냥 그
And he says he watches a video or he listens to something that is titled 틀어놓고 주무세요. Leave this on while you fall asleep.
자는 거에 대한 거에 대해서 뭐 약간 쓰러져서 잠들어야 약간 편안한 잠이 완성이 된다 뭐 이런 게 있어요.
So there's a concept that says you have to collapse into sleep. For a comfortable sleep to be complete, you have to collapse into sleep out of fatigue, something like that.
뭐 이런 것들을 설명해 주는 게
졸릴 때
있는데,
자야 된다.
네, 이게 한 시즌 한 편당 한 1시간 30분 40분 돼요.
And there's a series of contents like that, and each episode lasts for about an hour and a half.
이걸 보는 거야.
내가 이걸 틀고 이거 하고 눈을 감고
So I turned it on, and then I lie on my bed, and then have my eyes closed,
이제 자야겠다 하면서 소리 최소한으로 줄이고 이렇게 해서 자는데
and I set the volume at the minimum.
이 대화가 너무 재밌는 거야.
But the content is so funny or so interesting.
계속 듣고 있는 거야.
그냥 계속 듣다가 그렇게 됐네.
So he just listens to it, and then even has a conversation with himself. So it goes something like that? Something like that. Keep listening.
이거 하다가
몇 시야?
아니 이거 하다가 지금 4시간 다 봤어요.
So he finished the episodes for 4 hours worth of contents.
이걸 다 봤어 내가. 맞아. 이걸 다 봤다.
Did he say 4 hours or 4 seasons?
다 봤어요. 이거 하다가
몇 시야?
아니 이거 하다가 지금 4시간 다 봤어요.
4시간씩, so 4 hours each.
이걸 다 봤어 내가. 맞아. 이걸 다 봤다.
난 우유가 못 잤어.
진짜? 그래도 잠이 안 왔어?
내가 이거를
So still you couldn't fall asleep?
이거 한 3시간짜리
뭐 내용이
So each episode is about 3 hours long?
틀어놓고 주무세요.
틀어놓고 주무세요.
이게 램 수면을 늘리고 날마다 달라.
이거 이런 거 들으면 안 돼.
So it's about increasing REM sleep, which is something that these guys were talking about the last time. Taehyung and Jin and RM, they were having that whole conversation about sleep, right?
개 재밌어.
개 재밌어. This is so interesting.
진짜.
근데 이런
And the way Taehyung said it was so serious that Jimin didn't know what to say for a
거
second.
보면 안 되고
But Jimin was like, "You're not supposed to watch, something like that if you want to go to bed,
재밌어.
if you want to fall asleep."
진짜.
근데 이런 거 보면 안 되고 진짜 재미없는 거 있잖아.
You're supposed to watch something that is so genuinely boring stuff.
과학은 재밌어요. 그러면
RM suggests like science YouTube channel, but then Jimin says science is actually fun.
와.
It's interesting.
삼국지 8시간 풀
삼국지도 진짜
라디오거든.
그런 거 말고
Three Kingdoms, like maybe a YouTube episode explains something about the Three Kingdoms in China, which lasts for 8 hours. But Jimin says no, not even that.
6시간
막
됐다.
학문을 공부하는 그런 게 있어. 막
There's stuff where someone does deep academic study
3시간 동안
for 3
진짜
hours.
심도 있는 공부를 하는 게 있는데 그거 틀어놓으면
야,
듣기
그냥
싫어서 자.
Really genuinely deep scholarship, put that on and you just fall asleep because you don't want to listen.
그냥 프로게이머가 스타크래프트 하는 거 틀어놓고 있으면
For J-Hope, if you put on a pro gamer playing StarCraft, then he falls asleep.
그냥 알지? 그냥 프로게이머가 그냥 스타크래프트 하는 거 그냥
야 공감 공감 공감.
떨어진다니까.
여러분 시선 다 줬어요?
So everybody has a different way of falling asleep.
예, 디저트?
디저트를 먹기 전에 그릇 좀 치우려고.
그렇죠.
Now Jimin asks, is everyone done with your food? And it's time for dessert.
예.
디저트도 진짜 맛있는 거, 그 가게 거거든. 진짜 맛있어.
And the dessert this time is from a place that they really love and so good.
그 내가 먹었던 치즈케이크.
그거랑 알지? 그 레드 푸딩인가 뭔가.
이 디저트는
So cheesecake and red pudding or something.
아, 배고프다. 씨. 댓글 좀 읽어볼까?
Shall
우리
we-
일곱 사람 잘 지내니?
Shall we read some comments? Are our 7 guys doing well?
일곱 사람 잘 지내는 것 같아요.
The 7 of us are doing well, it seems.
데디 남준.
Daddy Namjoon. Daddy Namjoon. And the way these guys are laughing. I could not hear what Namjoon said just now.
그거 있잖아요. Do you have a girlfriend?
뭐야? 그 뭐야 그.
Different nation. What's a different nation?
So that's a meme from online. Where is it? Different nation? I have somewhere. Yeah, it's this one.
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, in different nation.
What nation?
Imagination.
So that's
you
the meme that Taeyong just used.
Imagination.
그 뭐야 그.
Different nation. What's a different nation?
뭐야? So he was like, what was it? He forgot in the midst of the sentence. These guys love memes so much, and I just love it.
나한테 물어봐.
Imagination.
난이 뭐래?
치즈케이크. 치즈케이크랑 그거 더 있어.
Alright. 반복된 치즈케이크.
Namjoon is singing Suga's Seesaw, Suga's solo track, but he changed the lyrics. 반복되는 cheesecake instead of seesaw game.
아 윤기 형 뭐야? 댓글 달렸는데? 멤버 10시 16분에 멤버에게 준 형이 뭐 아이스크림이죠?
They just found out that Jin wrote a comment in the live chat.
우석이 형 이거 좀 보여주시면 감사하겠습니다.
해놨어야 되는데.
Jimin asked Hoseok to bring that
생각보다 되게 청결하다.
dish.
그게 아니라 저번에 먹어보니까
네.
Namjoon is impressed how Jimin is being very caring about like hygiene and keeping things clean.
디저트는 이렇게 해서 먹는데 기분이 좋더라고요.
And Jimin said that I have learned that enjoying dessert in such clean setting makes you feel good.
뭘 아는구나. 기분이 좋거든요.
야,
주면은
나 이제부터 잘 때 보다가 안 잘라고.
Taeyong, from now on, when I try to fall asleep, I would not watch 보다. 보다 is a YouTube channel, BODA, which Jimin has talked about multiple times in contents. And I think he even was seen watching it during Netflix documentary. And here, this YouTube channel talks about a lot of interesting like science, history, and philosophy stuff. And Jimin loves this. But Taeyong says that he's not going to watch it while he tries to fall asleep, probably because it makes him listen to it attentively.
그거? 그 재밌지? 그거 못 잔다니까.
보다가 너무
And Jimin said, 그거? 재밌지? That's so interesting, right?
보다 재밌지.
아니 그냥
저 요새 역사를 보다 보니까
And I guess all of these members find that channel super fascinating.
게임하는 거 보라니까.
jhope suggests one more time, just go watch a pro gamer playing StarCraft or play game.
내가 보다 때문에 내가 계속 눈 감고 내가 한 4시간 동안 그거에 집중해가지고.
결국에 나중에 어떻게 하는지 알아?
Taeyong said that because of 보다, the YouTube channel, I just lie down in my bed with my eyes closed just for 4 hours. listening to it.
화면 보고 있다.
아니 그게 있어.
이거야.
And Jimin said, what happens when you watch 보다 while you fall asleep is that you end up actually watching the screen instead of just listening to it, trying to fall asleep.
내가 눈 감고 이렇게 자요. 그러면은 보다 거기 채널에 아니 이거 한번 보시면은 이게 진짜 보다예요. 이거 한번 보시면 그럼 내가 핸드폰을 들어야 되잖아.
보게 되지.
이거 한번 보시면 하이 들고 봐.
So Taeyong says that initially he just puts it on with the screen turned off, but then in the midst of it, someone in the video on their YouTube channel says something like 이거 한번 보시면은 if you try watching this, it's genuinely different, something like that. And then he has no choice but to turn on the phone and then see what that person is talking about.
이거 한번 보시면 하이 들고 봐.
So he cannot help but turn on the screen and watch it. What is Jimin? Oh, I guess he's reading the comments.
지민 쏘까지만 보고 넘어가졌습니다.
So he's trying to read the comments, but then there's a flood of comments passing by so fast, so he only reads a portion and says 넘어갔습니다. It passed by already.
Can't wait 넘어가졌습니다.
넘어가셨습니다. It's gone.
넘어가졌습니다.
깔끔히 지민이.
아리가토 아리.
무초 피칸테.
Mucho
호비
picante.
메리미.
Hobi
아,
Mary.
누가 댓글 달았는데요? 이거 누구지?
이거 진영.
진영.
멤버
Yeah,
나 50분 오라
they
그래.
read this.
올라.
Jin, coming in if you want to.
지민 스마일.
와 진짜 어렵네. 와 가든.
아저 아이스크림 아닐 거야.
아이스크림 아니고 크림이야.
크림.
That's not ice cream, it's just cream.
크림이야.
브라우니.
뭐 이거 아니면 컵으로 갈까? 아니 그 컵을 하나 해줄까?
Should we go with the
부어야
cup?
되잖아.
부어.
Then you have to bake it?
부어야 돼.
부어야 돼.
No, you have to pour it.
약간 이렇게 해야 돼. 이 그릇에 있어야 돼.
We need a bowl.
물이 있어야 돼. 맞아.
We need a bowl for that. Nice.
아 이거 하는 거야? 맞아.
Huh, I love the way Jimin is setting this up.
아 우리 또 남준이가 처음 사줘가지고 또 포켓몬스터 카드 또 한번.
이거 내 최애인데 와.
You know how recently I talked about how the members love Pokemon, and J-Hope is bringing up the topic how Namjoon bought Pokemon cards for J-Hope.
내가 해줄게.
너무 귀엽지. 각자 좋아하는
And what?
이거 내가 해줄게.
포켓몬스터 카드 또 한번.
이거 내 최애인데 와.
So RM said that Tigida is his bias. Is this character, Pokemon character, and that's his favorite Pokemon,
너무 귀엽지.
and it's so cute. J-Hope agrees.
각자 좋아하는 포켓몬 한 마리씩.
And he suggests each member talks about their favorite Pokemon.
아 리자봉도.
For Jimin, it's Lijamon. Is this guy, Fire Lizard, or I know Pokemon in Korean, but I don't know their names in English. But it's a fire character. Fire dragon.
리자몽 인기 제일 많아.
나 애기
Lijamon is one of the most popular monsters.
애기 때부터 리자몽만 좋아했어.
지구던지기.
I've always loved only Lijamon from when I was little.
지구던지기가 뭐시죠?
지구 던지기, the globe throw. 지구 던지기. So each Pokemon has a skill, different skill sets that they can use. And Lijamon is a globe throw. It's one of the skills that it uses. Yeah. And RM says that he loves that skill. And it's just so cool.
그래도 이 노란 돼지는 이길 수가 없어.
J-Hope says, still nothing beats this yellow pig.
맛있나요?
And by that, J-Hope is referring to Pikachu. Although, technically speaking, Pikachu is not a pig, but a mouse or a rat. Yeah, and RM clarifies. But Pikachu is a rat, though.
쥐잖아 쥐.
G, like a hamster. Mickey Mouse.
1세대밖에 몰라.
Jimin says, I only know the first gen Pokemon because Pokemon Monster has multiple generations, like series.
나도 있어요. 152.
And same thing with J-Hope.
말인가? 151?
근데 나는 탕구리
And for first gen Pokemon, there are only about 151 Pokemons, including Mew, if I remember correctly.
제일 좋아해.
그래.
나도 있어요.
152말인가? 151?
근데 나는 탕구리를 제일 좋아해.
J-Hope says his favorite is Tangguri. So I guess for RM is Digda. For J-Hope, his bias is Tangguri.
그래. 그래서 우리 포토피 할 때도 그
탕구리?
다도 탕구리의 그 스토리가 진짜 많아.
그게
Because Tangguri has a heartbreaking story.
그 어머니의 그 자기 엄마의 뼈잖아.
부모님 돌아가셔가지고
그 쓰고 있는
Because Tangguri is wearing its own mother's skull.
나 이거 처음 듣는데 그런 게 있어요?
And Jimin is blown away. I have never heard of this story before. There's something like that?
그런 배경은
감사합니다.
이번 요리는
되게 있어 보인다.
이거 멋있는데?
Taeyong is serving these guys a dessert by saying this dish is something like trying to explain it as if he's part of the fine dining staff.
이거 그 바나나 맛 나는 그거구나. 이거 진짜 맛있어.
이거 진짜 맛있어.
This, I guess it's a banana flavor brownie with the cream on it.
크림 얹어.
그래서 탕구리가 어떻게 하다가
Jimin is still interested in the story of Tangguri.
자기 엄마가 그 죽었는데 그 죽은 그 머리뼈 있잖아. 그 뼈를
So Tangguri's mother died, passed away.
본인이 쓰고 다니는 거야.
And so the skull, the mother's skull, Tangguri is wearing it on his head and carries it around.
그러면서 그 안에서 뭐였더라? 뭐 막 소리치면서 막 우는 그
맞아.
아 진짜.
And Tangguri screams and cries inside the skull.
그래서 뼈 들고 다니잖아. 뼈랑 이런 거.
And that's why he carries the bone around.
하찬씨 이거 되게 크게
너무 귀여운 거.
보면 하나 단독 써주세요. 하찬씨 이거 되게 크게
너무 귀여운 거. 탕구리가 너무 좋아.
So J-Hope says that he loves Tangguri.
마지막으로 한 열심히 한 게임이야 진짜.
탕구리랑 나는
RM said it's the last game that I played so hard. Pokemon game.
파우리.
파울이 너무 귀엽지.
Tangguri and Paori. Paori is another favorite of J-Hope. And recently J-Hope wore a hoodie. Yeah, with Paori on it. Human-made hoodie.
야 파울이 너무 건방져. 다 뺏고 싶네.
But Jimin said that Paori is too like Paori is too cocky. Jimin says, I want to take away is the green onions that this guy is holding.
바로 애들 머리 때리고 다니잖아요 사람들.
Because Paori always goes around hitting kids on their heads with the green onions. So rude. But it's cute though, J-Hope says. So I want to just steal it from that guy and smack his head with it.
파우리가 영어 이름이 뭐야?
What's the English name for Paori?
파우리가
And when I'm missing a beat, Taeyong goes,
영어 이름이 뭐야?
Paori, rolling his tongue as if he's an American speaker. Paori 영어 이름. I think it's far-fetched or something. Yeah, far-fetched. But then Taeyong goes, Paori.
할 것 같은데 하니까 더 웃기네.
그
Paris?
뭐냐 은근 어려워. 무슨 그 변하는 거 메타몽이 그거라며.
Metamon. I love these guys talking about Pokemon. Metamon is this guy. It's a purple jelly that can turn into any type of Pokemon that it's faced with.
디토? 진짜?
And J-Hope says that its name is Ditto, English name. I think that's right. Yeah, there we go. English name is Ditto. And it's kind of clever because, again, this Pokemon can turn into anything that his face does. So the meaning of ditto is that, me too, right? So that's kind of clever.
진짜?
For real?
모르겠네.
아니 나 잘못 봤나?
But J-Hope is not sure of himself.
토는 이탈리아 말이지. 왜?
Ditto is an Italian,
아 진짜요?
but yeah, J-Hope was right. Ditto is the name.
메타몽이지. 메타몽이야.
But then RM says 메타몽 is 메타몽.
근데 나는 개인적으로 디지몬 파긴 해.
Taeyong, personally, I am more of a fan of a Digimon. I love this conversation because, as I've said before, I'm in the same generation as these guys, so I know these contents that they talk about. And when I was young, Digimon and Pokemon are two of the most popular contents for school kids. And there was a rivalry between these two contents.
아 그래?
And Taeyong says that he's more of a Digimon guy. Digimon stands for digital monster.
디지몬이지.
아 잠깐만 디지몬 어드벤처냐
아구몬이랑 아구찜이야.
피카츄냐 아 이거 좀 어렵다.
Digimon 어드벤처냐 피카츄냐. So Jimin is comparing Digimon to Pikachu, and he said that it's a difficult choice to make.
나는 솔직히 나 완전 포켓몬이지. 왜?
And RM banging on the table says that 완전 포켓몬이지. It's absolutely Pokemon. What do you mean you have to make a difficult choice?
그건 맞아요. 근데 뭐가 있냐면
완전 포켓몬이지.
자 들어보세요.
But listen to me, Jimin says.
피카츄는 즐겁기만 했지만
RM is he's so silly. Jimin said 들어보세요, right? 들어보세요. I'm being way too detailed here. 들어보세요 has two meanings. It could mean listen to me, but also it could mean 들다, carrying something, or holding on to something, or lifting something. That's why RM is gesturing as if he's lifting something in the air.
즐겁기만 했지만 디지몬은
낭만 있었다.
있긴 했지.
탕구리 얘기 들었잖아. 그런 배경과
어렸을 때 이런 배경을 안 알려주지.
And Jimin said, 피카츄는 즐겁기만 했지만 Pikachu was just fun. And I think by Pikachu, he's actually talked about the whole series, Pokemon. So Pokemon was all about, being fun and having fun. But Digimon had story to it, and it has a very deep story to it. And actually, he's correct. Although Pokemon has its own, sad stories and dramas, but Digimon, especially the first season, Digimon Adventure, is about a group of kids who fall into a virtual world, digital world, and meet these different characters, and they have to survive in the world and save the world. And it has some very dark stories as well. And these guys point out, you just heard Tangguri story, the Pokemon where its mother died and is wearing the mother's skull and stuff. But Jimin acknowledges it, but then says that when we were young, though, we have no idea about such stories.
야 근데 막 파일이
Or they never told us about such background story.
배경과
어렸을 때 이런 배경을 안 알려주지.
야 근데 막 파일이 야 기억 안 나? 파일이 불 꺼져서 막 파일이 막 불을 해주려고 모여가지고 그 기억 안 나?
But Namjoon is defending Pokemon too hard. So there's an episode where Piety, the fire lizard, I don't think that's his 영어 이름. Charmander. Okay, that's the English name. Piety has a fire at the tip of his tail, but then that fire kind of died in one episode, or was on the verge of dying. So other guys were being very worried about Piety. So Namjoon was bringing up an example where there's so much drama and emotion. So I was like, don't you remember that episode?
난 솔직히 디지몬이 더 기억이 나기는 해. 내
형,
But then J-Hope is agreeing with Jimin. For me, I remember Digimon more.
아니 그러니까 왜 기억나냐?
왜냐?
그거 지나가는 때문에 그래.
왜냐면 디지몬은 눈물이 좀 나.
형 차원. 아니 그러니까 왜 기억나냐? 그거
And Taeyong is trying to explain why that's the case. Why Digimon is more memorable.
지나가는 때문에 그래.
왜냐면
Well, RM argues that maybe that's because of that 진화 장면, the evolution scenes. Digimon 진화. So, Digimonsters, digital monsters, can evolve into greater beings, bigger beings. And they can choose to evolve, and then they can go back and forth. Whereas in Pokemon, once you evolve, you cannot go back into your childhood, into your younger selves. But Digimon, you can go back and forth. And when you watch animations, like the scenes where Digimon goes through the evolution is very spectacular. There's so much CG in it. That's why Namjoon says that's why it's very memorable. Yeah, something like that.
디지몬은 눈물이 좀 나긴 해.
And Jimin says Digimon makes you cry.
그래. 아니 그게 그래서 그런 것 같아. 애들끼리 모여서 차원의 세계로 들어가는 애들끼리 모여서 차원의 세계로 들어가는
And Namjoon acknowledges that because Digimon is where a group of kids go into a different dimensional world, and then they go through that dimension and kids gathering together. And all of a sudden, they're breaking into an official soundtrack from Digimon. And also, beforehand, Taehyung was impersonating one of the Digimons.
그래. 아니 그래서 그런 것 같아. 애들끼리 모여서 차원의 세계로 들어가.
테이라, 오늘은 뭐 할 거야? I think he was impersonating this character, Agumon. And Tail is the guy. So there's a match. So for Jiu, the main character of Pokemon, his main Pokemon is Pikachu. But in this cartoon or animation, each guy has a specific monster as a match. So he was impersonating what this monster always says to its guy, Tail.
근데 봐봐요.
나는 포켓몬으로 영어도 봤어. 난
But RM is more of a Pokemon guy, and he says that he learned English through Pokemon.
형 포켓몬으로 어떻게 영어를 배워? 피카츄 맨날 피카 하지.
I love these arguments. Taehyung points out, "Hey, Hyung, but how on earth do you learn English with Pokemon? Because Pikachu, for example, always says Pika Pika. That's all it says."
맨날
And RM is laughing.
야 아구몬은 말이라도 하지.
아구몬은
And Agumon은 말이라도 하지. Again, Agumon is this character. At least Agumon can speak like a human. It can speak a human language. But whereas in Pokemon, it just says Pokemon language.
그 포켓몬을 내가 영어로 봤어.
I watched Pokemon in English.
그래. 너무 좋아하니까.
Picker. I don't know why. Okay, in Korea, when somebody who doesn't speak English tries to act like they can speak English, they playfully add or emphasize R. For example, carbonara. Really rolling their tongue. And here, Taeyong says, maybe in English version, Pikachu is supposed to cry like pikar instead of pika pika. That's funny.
영어 무대 그러면 됐던 것 같아.
근데 나는 그건 있어. 피카.
어디 영어 무대 그러면
And jhope says, did you learn good English by watching Pokemon in English?
됐던 것 같아.
Yeah, I think it worked.
근데 나는 그건 있어. 피카츄는 포켓몬스터는 지우가 피카츄만 키우면 상관없는데 너무 다인펫이야. 뭐 이것저것 얘 안 되면은 얘 내고.
So Taeyong is trying to explain why Digimon is way better than Pokemon because
너무 다인펫이야. 지우가 그거 있어. 피카츄는 포켓몬스터는 지우가 피카츄만 키우면 상관없는데 너무 다인펫이야.
So it wouldn't be a problem if the main character of Pokemon, for example, only raises Pikachu as a main pet or main Pokemon, but he has way too many Pokemons in his pocket.
뭐 이것저것 얘 안 되면은 얘 내고.
So it's basically criticizing Pokemon or the way things are according to this universe.
그냥 끈 게 없잖아요.
오늘 토론은 디지몬.
So if this Pokemon doesn't work, then Jihu uses another Pokemon. Something like that.
포켓몬인 거야?
So I guess today's topic of conversation is Pokemon, RM says.
와 이거 재밌다.
This is interesting, Jimin says.
내 입장은 그래.
Alright, so this is where I stand, Taeyeon goes.
얘 지면은 좀 지네? 그럼 다른 포켓몬 내면 되지 하면서 되게 낭만을
혼자
So in a Pokemon match, if one Pokemon loses the match, then Jiu or you would go like, okay, well, I lost with this one, then here comes another one. So what he's trying to say is, in the Pokemon universe, these monsters are very replaceable.
디지몬은 끝까지 얘랑 함께 하잖아.
Whereas in Digimon, you stay with your partner monster the whole time until the very end.
지우도 피카츄
And look at his eyes. He's dead serious.
끝까지 함께 해. 아니 얘 피카츄
RM, but Pikachu stays with you the whole time.
디저랑
Stays with you the whole time.
또 다른 뭐 이상한 뭐 그건 내잖아요 메타몬.
Taeyong says, no. Like, for example, when Pikachu loses a battle and passes out, then you, use another Pokemon like Metapod or Ditto, for example, putting out whatever, some other weird thing. The way he said some other weird thing, 이상한, is so funny. It's very degrading of Pokemon.
아구몬은 기절하면 어떻게?
아구몬 기절하면은 그냥 주인이 데리고 도망쳐요.
And RM says, okay, what if Agumon, this character, passes out? Then Taeyong says, then his owner, his partner, takes him away and running with him to protect him.
죽을까봐.
Because they're afraid that Agumon might actually die, pass away.
그런 거 다 떠서 지금 제일 핫한 게 포켓몬이긴 해.
I love this conversation. So again, Taeyong says his position is when a Pokemon loses, you just put out a different Pokemon. So unromantic. Whereas all of Digimon sticks with their partner to the end. Yeah. Then jhope says, to be honest, right now, what's the hottest is Pokemon. Hottest thing right now is Pokemon.
제일 핫한 게 포켓몬이긴 해.
But Taeyong also agrees. 그렇긴 해. That is true.
그냥 돈으로
돈 찍는.
내가 진짜 와 우리 멤버 중에서 이런 사람이 있다니.
30주년으로 지금 제일 핫한 게 포켓몬이긴 해.
Alright, so 돈 찍는, the phrase that Jimin used just now, is a Korean internet slang term that shortens the phrase 돈으로 찍어 누르다, like crushing something or someone with money, which refers to the act of using overwhelming financial power or cash to instantly solve a problem or overpower an opponent instead of spending time and effort. And I guess Jimin used that terminology because maybe Pokemon is more popular of an IP, intellectual property, compared to Digimon. And also Pokemon reached the 30th anniversary nowadays. Or maybe jhope has been collecting Pokemon cards using his money. I don't know, but the way he used that term was just so funny. To criticize jhope.
진짜 와 트렌드에
찍느로 하면 좀 서운하게 해.
트렌드에 몸을 팔았구만 그냥.
트렌드에 몸을 팔았구나. So he's criticizing jhope for sticking to the trend too much.
또 디지몬이 왜 좋은데?
And jhope wants to listen more. Why Digimon is better than Pokemon from Jimin.
또 뭐 있어?
But 트렌드에 몸을 팔았거나 just sold yourself to the trend. What Jimin said to criticize J-Hope is just so funny.
피카츄는
뭐가 많아? 피카츄가 사는데.
피카츄는 너무 많아. Jimin said there are so many Pokemons.
아니 그 동물들이
동물들이, the animals. There are too many Pokemon types.
피카츄 쥐야?
아니 그러니까 그 종류가
포켓몬은 종류가 너무 많아.
The types of Pokemons are too many.
많지 않아?
Same with Digimon.
디지몬은 거기 중에 안에서
디지몬도 그 뒤에 나중에 지나 안 나오는데 내가 지나.
그냥 알짜배기
나오긴 하지 거죠.
그러니까
알짜배기만 있는 거죠. 태영 says that Digimon is all about the essential characters.
돈 벌면 그냥 돈 떨었으니까.
와말 되게 심하게 하지 거죠.
그러니까 형
돈 벌면 그냥 돈 떨었으니까.
돈 벌려고.
이 사람들 돈이면 세상에 다 돌아가는 거 아니야?
지금 8세인가 그래.
세상에
돈 벌면 그냥 돈 떨었으니까. 지나 안 나오는데 내가 지나.
그냥 알짜배기
나오긴 하지 거죠.
그러니까
돈 벌면 그냥 돈 떨었으니까.
I think RM is dissing Digimon. Something like in order to maintain its IP, or maybe they ran out of money. So at the end of the day, Pokemon is doing way better than Digimon as an IP financially speaking. And Jimin once again criticized his young, saying that
말 되게 심하게 이 사람들 돈이면 세상에 다 돌아가는 거 아니야?
이 사람들 돈이면 세상이 다 돌아가는 줄 아나? Like that's so harsh. You believe that money makes the whole world go around?
지금 8세인가.
Basically saying, do you seriously believe that money is everything in this world?
근데 이제 그 뒤에 나오는 게 포켓몬이 IP가 유지가 돼야 되니까 그 후에 예를 들면 우리가 나오고 뒤에 투바투가 나오고 회사가 사야 될 거 아니야.
So now RM is analyzing Pokemon from an IP perspective. So in order to maintain the series, IP has to be maintained, for example. Same thing with us. We came out, then TXT came after us, and then Cortis.
투바투가 나오고 회사가 사야 될 거 아니야.
The company has to survive.
형 근데
회사가 먹고 사야 될 거 아니야.
근데 그냥
Okay, now I understand the context. That's why there are so many types of Pokemons in the series, in order to maintain the IP. And Jimin jokingly criticizes the way these guys are analyzing it financially.
새로운 애들이 나와야지.
포켓몬스는
New guys have to come out, RM says. And the way he's comparing it to Big Hit Family is just hilarious.
항상 로켓단이 맨날 피카츄 훔쳐가지 그러면 그거 구하지 맨날 똑같은 스토리 라인이지.
아니야 나중.
When it comes to Pokemon, it's always the same story. Like Team Rocketan is the villains. Kind of weak, ridiculous, funny, silly villains, and they always steal Pikachu and the same storyline every time. Taehyung criticizes.
나중에 또 지우랑 이런 그 1세대 이후의 스토리는 또 막 달라져.
But the story after first generation changes a lot.
정확하게 모르는데.
Even though I don't know exactly.
모르잖아요.
See, you don't know.
우리 디지몬 엔딩까지 안다고.
We know the ending. We know the whole storyline of Digimon until the very end.
디지몬 그 뒤에는 모르잖아. 드래곤볼 Z 이후에 알아.
But you don't know what comes after that. And for example, do you know what happens after Dragon Ball Z? Dragon Ball Z? Wow.
길목까지.
마인부
형 저는 디지몬 어드벤처
알죠? 나 최고
디지몬 프론티어 디지몬
마인부
형 저는 디지몬 어드벤처
Yeah, so RM is making a point. When it comes to IP, it's natural that you don't know the whole storyline. You just know it until a certain point.
알죠? 나 최고
디지몬 프론티어 디지몬
보루토 얘기 알아?
And
보루토
Taehyung is listing all the different seasons under the Digimon universe.
가 그
나루토 아들
모르잖아.
유신이던데.
맞아. 모르잖아.
알지?
So RM is making a point. See, you guys don't know the storylines either.
알지.
근데 나는 잘 모르겠고.
아무나 배관 쓰고 다니던데.
맞아. 배관이 거의 그냥
끝판왕이 약간 그런
거의 그냥
거잖아요.
근데 약간 버스처럼 돼가지고.
약간 근데
이거 마음에 들지 않았던.
They were talking about another series that I am not aware of, maybe Naruto. And Jimin said, starting at some points, all the characters were using special forces and is not appreciative of that.
인기 많아. 약간 버스처럼 돼가지고. 약간 근데
이거 마음에 들지 않았던.
포켓몬스터가 인기 많아.
Damn, but makes a conclusion. Pokemon is popular.
그렇게
자,
결론하는 걸로.
아무튼
And that's the conclusion we reach. Jimin agrees.
너무 아쉽네.
포켓몬 뭐 디지몬도 좋은데
근데 꿈과 희망이 있었다.
It's a shame though, but Digimon is great too. It had dreams and hope.
포켓몬 디지몬보다 랩몬이래.
Okay, RM takes a step further. I'm more of a rap monster than Pokemon or Digimon.
형 레몬이랑 되게 싫어하잖아.
But Jimin says, "Hey, Hyung, but you really hated Rapmon."
형 그때 막
The name.
밥상 없고 막 그랬잖아.
밥상을 얻고, to the point where you made a chaos out of things. For example, 밥상을 없다 refers to a condition where a person gets so angry that they flip over the dining table. So Jimin is exaggerating.
밥상 360도로.
Yeah, I overturned the dining table 360 degrees.
근데 정국이가 어느 순간부터 너한테 랩몬 형이 나쁘더라. 맨날 랩몬 형 왜
나서 군대 갔다
J-Hope noticed. At some point, Jungkook stopped calling you Rapmon Hyung. Used to say it all the time.
안 보였어. 철들었어.
He grew up. He stopped saying it since he went to the military.
랩몬 형.
근데 이름을 부르는 걸 들어본 적이 없는 것 같기도 하고 형한테 그냥 형이라고만 하잖아.
그냥 야라고 그러지 나한테.
Jimin says, actually, I feel like I've never heard him call someone by name. He just says, Hyung.
들어본 적이 없는 것 같기도 하고 형한테 그냥 형이라고만 하잖아.
그냥 야라고 그러지 나한테.
And RM says, yeah, Jungkook simply calls me Ya without using a respectful tone. And he's clearly joking here.
에이.
정국이 나한테 뭐라 그러지? 정국.
And Jimin points out that that's not true. He's never called Hyung's Ya.
정국이 나한테 약간
남준이 형. 맞아.
Yeah, he always says 남준이 형 to RM.
준이 형.
걔는 맨날 나한테 태영이 형 부르면서 갑자기 무대 위에서 귀 형이 나온다.
근데 나한테는
V points out, in general, Jungkook refers to him by saying 태형이 형, but on stage, he refers to 태형 as V 형, using the stage name.
되게 프로네.
되게
너의
And that's just so professional of him.
본명을 모르는 사람들이 있을 수도 있어.
되게 어색해.
Because there might be some people in the audience who do not know your real name.
나한테 그냥 지민 이런
아니 너한테 형이라고 해.
형도 제협이죠.
J-Hope is surprised. So Jungkook actually calls you 형 because for J-Hope, it's simply J-Hope.
지금 제협이죠.
이 셋한테 형이라고 안 할 거.
나도 그냥 지민.
아 호비 형이라고
Yeah, Jimin doesn't get called Hyung either. It's just Jimin for Jungkook.
하잖아. 호비 형.
나는 형 소리.
그냥 지민 그냥.
Actually, Jungkook does call Hobby Hobby Hyung.
지민 그리고 진영아 그지.
근데 나도 형한테 뭔가
So, and Jin doesn't get called Hyung either. It's just Jin or John.
제협 이렇게 부르게 되긴 해.
그지.
And for me, it's just so natural for me to call you J-Hope instead of saying Hobby Hyung.
호비 형 하는데.
넌 뭐라 그러지? 호바. 호서가.
And RM tries to remember how he naturally calls J-Hope.
성성하니까 갑자기
And it sounds like he has never called him by his real name, Hosok.
약간 소름이 돋아.
방금
Because it was just felt so weird that Jimin even felt goosebumps on his arm.
약간
뭐라 그러지?
Maybe it sounds just kind of cheesy. Yeah, and I felt it too. RM referring to J-Hope as Hosok was a bit unnatural,
갑자기 약간 소름.
a bit cheesy.
호서가.
갑자기 약간 소름이 돋아.
방금 약간
뭐라 그러지?
And J-Hope felt it too. Yeah, I don't know what about it made it sound a bit off.
옛날에 소녀라고. 호야라고 하지 않았어요?
Didn't you used to call him 호야?
호야는 얘 나중에 광주 밀리모리에서 그 댄스 할때 그 스마일 호야 그거지.
호야는 진짜
I guess 호야 was a nickname that J-Hope used to have when he danced in his hometown, Gwangju City.
하는 건가?
야 내가 다 먹었다 야나 정신없이 먹었다 야 큰일 났다 이러면 안돼
J-Hope said that he was eating that dessert, like so crazy.
아무튼 뭐 또 재밌는 카파이 얘기했네요.
That was a funny topic.
댓글 좀 읽어볼까요?
Let's read some comments.
저희 주제 좀 던져주시면.
Give us some
주제
topics.
던져 달라고 하고 1분 뒤에 봐야 돼요.
We ask for topics and then we have to check back in a minute.
뭐가요?
태, 너 진짜야? Are you real? 태? Are you for real?
너무 귀엽다.
You're so cute.
지민아 좀 더 가까이 와줘.
Jimin, come a bit closer.
뭔가 이렇게 월드컵 파이널 쇼 얘기가 있네요.
오.
There's a mention of the World Cup final show.
저희도 놀랐습니다.
We were so surprised too.
크리스 마틴한테 문자가 왔더라고 오랜만에.
I got a text from Chris Martin out of the blue,
너 말했어
그래서 내가 놓친 거야 타이밍을.
but I missed the timing
지나서 봤어 그거를.
and I saw it a day later
문자를 잘 안 보니까 톡을 보지 그래서.
because I rarely read text messages. I simply read KakaoTalk messages.
문자를 한번 보고 뭔가 전화를 하다 못했는데 아무튼 미안해요 크리스. 네.
So I looked at the text once and meant to call, but couldn't make it happen. Anyway, I'm sorry, Chris.
근데 어쨌건 너무
영광이죠.
하품 타임 쇼가 이번에 또 처음 있는 거라서
다시 없을 수도 있어요.
But regardless, it's such an honor, the halftime show, and this might never happen again. RM points out.
하프타임 쇼가 우선 지금 북중미에서 하는 거니까 있을 수 있는 거여가지고.
And having a halftime show is only possible because it's taking place in America.
뭔가
파리 콘서트 다음 날.
방탄소년단을
And it's the day after the Paris concert.
하니까 진짜 살다가 진짜 못 겪어볼 일들 많이 겪는 것 같아요.
Jimin says, generally, being part of BTS, I am experiencing so many things I never imagined.
근데 정말도 하고. 그러니까.
Having a long hair, for example, Taeyong points out.
그쵸. 와
정말 진짜 어려요.
와 진짜.
It really suits you.
좋습니다.
And Jimin appreciates Taeyong's comment. That's why they were having a handshake just now.
나한테 캡처 사진 보내주잖아.
Taeyong says, I keep sending you the photos.
보내주잖아.
여기까지 긴 거야? AI로?
The AI generated, where Jimin's hair is long. It goes all the way down to his thigh.
그걸까지 하는 거야? 그걸까지 너 맨날 그러고 비웃잖아요.
그런 거 맨날.
You always make fun of me by sending those photos.
그런 걸 맨날 얘가 보내.
Teasing.
AI로 여기까지 머리 기른 거 투어 끝나면 여기까지 와 있다고.
He always sends me these AI generated photos where I grow hair out to here, to my knee, down to my knee.
여기까지 와 있다고.
Oh.
AI로 여기까지 머리 기른 거 투어 끝나면 여기까지 와 있다고.
Tour 끝나면, so Taeyong is saying that by the end of this world tour, it will be that long.
되게 좋아 보인다.
재밌긴 해.
J-Hope says, it's funny, after all.
기대하라고.
기대하라고. I'm looking forward to it.
좀 재밌는 주제.
뭐였길래 이거 웃었냐?
Any fun topics? Taeyong hopes that armies would throw them some fun topics to talk about.
근데
소총 같은 거.
이게
Like
사칭이가 아니라
something like 석청, the wild honey. Because they were having so much fun talk about it the last time they had a live stream.
뭐가 있으면 그 주제 정하기 전에 노래 타임 할게요.
While we are deciding on a topic, Taeyong was playing music.
약간 뭐 로딩하듯이 그냥 로딩 중.
It's just like loading, as if this is like a game or something.
발렌타인데이는 지났다. 전에 지나간 거 며칠이에요? 6월 14일이죠.
아니잖아요.
발렌타인데이 6월 14일이죠. 화이트데이 3월 14일.
태영 씨 부분 탈색 어떤 생각으로 했니?
There was things talked about Valentine's Day, which is February 14th. Why are they talking about Valentine's Day? What's on February 14th? Okay, interesting. That was random.
야, 탄이 생각하면서 한 거 아니야?
저 사실 생각까지는 안 했는데
탄이랑 한거 아니야?
탈색 어떤 생각으로 했니?
아니잖아요.
발렌타인데이 이걸 사야지. 화이트데이 사고 싶지.
태영 씨 부분 탈색 어떤 생각으로 했니?
Taehyung, what did you have in mind when you dyed your hair?
야, 탄이 생각하면서 한 거 아니야?
RM, maybe you had Tani in your mind?
저 사실 생각까지는 안 했는데
Actually, my thought, didn't reach to that level.
탄이랑 비슷해 머리가 지금.
And that's something that the fans were talk about, how J-Hope's hair, dyed hair, looks like the color pattern of his puppy, RIP, rest in peace. But Taehyung actually didn't think of that when he dyed his hair.
약간 좀 앞뒤를 안 하는
프라임트리 이야기인데.
People are talking about crying tree.
크라이트리. 그게 이제 제가 맨날 밖에 싸돌아다니니까.
근데 그게 블로형 그거인 거지.
에픽하이 형님
그러니까 블로 형이 옛날에 그 힘든 일이 있었잖아. 그때
So back in the day, Epic Tableau used to struggle because of a controversy.
그 형이 이제 그거를 입증하려고 스탠포드 다녔다는 입증하려고 MBC랑 같이 그 방송국이랑 같이 스탠포드에 와서 막 사람들도 만나고 친구들 만나고 그 프로에서
So Tableau Hyung tried to prove that he graduated from Stanford. And he actually went to Stanford campus with MBC, one of the major broadcasts in Korea, the broadcast station.
형이 울면서 이제 제 말 안 믿는 거잖아요 하면서 인터뷰한 그 장소가 있어.
So he went there and met people, saw friends on that show, and he was crying. And he said something like, "Nobody believes me." And there is a place where he was crying.
그래서 그게 이제 근데 에픽카세 지금 채널에서 그게 이제 투커드 형이랑 그 스라 형이 거기 15년 만에 다시 데려간 거야.
Now on Epic Cassette channel, the Epic YouTube channel, Epic members, Tukat and Mithra brought Tableau to that specific place for the first time in 15 years.
그래서 똑같은 옷이랑 이걸 입힌 다음에 야 너 거기 서봐 활짝 웃어봐.
And they dressed them in the same outfit and said, stand right there or sit right there and smile wide like that.
그래서 그걸 약간 어떻게 보면 트라우마를 좀 치료해주는
그래서 크라임 트리
So in a way, it was kind of like treating the trauma, and hence it is called crying tree. And yes, we have talked about this episode a couple times on my channel. There's a video that I made on my another channel. What kind of things and struggles that Tableau went through back in the day. And yeah, this is the photo that they were talking about.
그래서 그 트리 앞에서 돌아왔다 해서 크라이트인데 그때 에픽카세 나갔을 때 7명이 거기 다 같이 가면 형 솔로 앨범 언제 되냐 형 10년 넘게 안 나왔는데 언제 되냐니까 7명이 거기 다 가면 4개에서
And when RM and Suga were on Epic Kase, the YouTube channel, RM Suga Epic Kase, and had an interview, RM asked Tableau, hey Hyung, when are you gonna release your solo album? It's been 10 years since you released your solo album. And Tableau said that if the 7 of you guys take a photo at Crying Tree, then I'll do it.
7명이 다 가기 좀 그렇고 너네 맨날 뭐 집에 있으니까 그래서 나 혼자라도 가지.
But I thought it would be too difficult because you guys stay at your rooms the whole time. So I just went alone at least.
그래서 이제 옷을 똑같이 입고 왔어 근데. 그러니까 똑같더라고.
So I wore the same outfit there
똑같은 옷이 있더라.
because I found the exact same outfit.
검은색 티랑
The hoodie and black tee. And yes, Namjoon posted this on his... sorry, it's not available now. Let me find it out. Alright, found it. So this is the photo that RM posted on his Instagram story. And it's so similar to the photo that Tableau took, or Epic members took photos of Tableau at the time. Gray hoodie and black t-shirt. And also, RM posted this photo on his Instagram story, riding a bike on Stanford campus with the caption, "Hyung, Stanford campus is insane," saying how good it is.
근데 갔는데 약간 어떤 그 스탠포드 재학생 분이신 것 같은데 저를 알아보시더라고요. 그래서
And when I got there, I think it was a current Stanford student. They recognized me.
블로 형 바로 앉았던 앞자리에 앉아 계신 거예요.
And they happened to be sitting in the exact seat that Tablo Hyung had sat in.
그래서 그 앞에 보면서 이제 내가 똑같이 찍으려고 이렇게 하고 있으니까 나 유심히 보잖아요.
And they were watching me carefully as I was trying to recreate the photo, posing and stuff.
사진 찍으면서 Do you know BTS? 이런 거 나한테.
No way. So while I was taking the photo, they asked me, "Do you know BTS?" I'm like, "There's no way that's happened." Yeah, that person was I'm pretty sure. Actually, I don't know. Let's keep listening to him.
그래서 내가
No way.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know BTS. 이랬지.
Then that's how he answered. "Oh yes, I know BTS."
빨리 찍어요, 형.
While telling them to take the photo as soon as possible. Hurry up and take the photo. Hurry up and take it.
그래서
형 옷도 똑같이 해서
No way. How is that even possible? How could someone know BTS but not know RM? And even worse, or in a surprising twist, ask RM, "Do you know BTS?" I guess given that RM didn't tell a backstory, because if they were simply joking, they probably were like, "No, I'm just kidding. I'm so honored to meet you," or something like that. But the fact that he's not telling us anything, maybe that person really didn't know RM. But that's just so funny and shocking at the same time.
가서 찍어서 올려서
내가 똑같은 옷이 있더라고요.
난 귀여웠어.
Jimin said, "I noticed that you were wearing the exact same outfit." And RM said that, yes, I had the same outfit. I happened to have the same outfit. And Jimin said, "I just wanted to go."
똑같이 해서 가서 찍어서 올려서
내가 똑같은 옷이 있더라고요.
난 귀여웠어.
I wanted to go. Jimin said.
스탠포드 처음 가봤는데 캠퍼스가 진짜 말이 안 돼. 그래. 난 사이버대 출신이잖아.
It was my first time at Stanford, and the campus was just unreal.
그래서 캠퍼스를
And I'm a cyber university grad, so he had a diploma from a college where you take like virtual classes, hence cyber university.
가본 적이 없는데 진짜
So I've never been on a physical campus before.
스탠포드 캠퍼스는 정말 에버랜드보다 좋더라.
And Stanford campus was genuinely better than Everland, which is Korean, one of the most popular amusement parks in Korea. And RM is basically saying that Stanford campus is better than an amusement park. Stanford University.
너무 좋아.
근데 스탠포드가
It was so nice.
학교도 그래도 명문대학교.
세계
That school is top in the world, right? jhope asked. Or 명문대학교 is one of the prestigious universities, right?
한 손가락 안에 드는 대학교지.
And RM said that school is in the top one finger. Usually you would say in Korean expression, 세 손가락, 다섯 손가락 안에 든다. It's one of the you could count the university using your 5 fingers, meaning it's one of the top 5. It's in the top 5. But then RM tried to emphasize how prestigious Stanford is. He simply said it's in the top 1 finger. So Jimin points out how weird it sounds.
한 손가락
한 손.
And RM immediately correct himself. I meant 1 hand. In the top 1 hand.
이마디아를
Jimin said, if it's the one finger, then are we talking about like one segment within your single finger? So RM meant to say hand, whereas he blurred out finger mistakenly.
예일, 프린스턴, 스탠포드, 그 다음에 이제 힙스라고 이렇게 5개가
예의를 어디서 많이
So it's in the same league as Harvard, Yale, and Princeton.
예일 대학교
그럼 우리가 공연한 장소가
And
라고 이렇게 5개가
예의를 어디서 많이 들어봐.
예일 대학
I've heard of Yale before, Taeyong said.
그럼 우리가 공연한 장소가 그 스탠포드 그
스탠포드
So the venue where we performed at,
안에 있는 경기장이야.
그래서 그 스타디움도 지나갔어.
yeah, we passed by the Stanford Stadium inside the campus as well
내 지인
while I was riding a bike.
예일 때 됐나?
Taeyong, meanwhile, says, I think one of my friends or one of the people I know is from Yale. But yes, Stanford is technically not in the Ivy Leagues because Ivy Leagues refers to a group of schools on the eastern coast, and it's just a group of like a federation. But Stanford is in the same league as those prestigious universities. Same with MIT.
야 잘해라. 똑똑하신 분이다.
그럼 잘해.
몰라? 뭐? 잘해라. 똑똑하신 분이다.
잘해라, yeah.
내 지인이 예일 때 됐나?
야 잘해라.
잘해라야. So Namjoon is telling Taeyong to treat them nicely.
똑똑하신 분이다.
그럼 잘해.
And Jimin says, okay, if someone is smart, you have to treat them nicely.
몰라?
우리 남자도 잘하잖아.
And J-Hope says, that's why we are treating RM nicely.
맞지? 아 바로 납득이 되네요.
And Jimin said, oh, I get it immediately.
옆에 근처주면 좋다.
똑똑하고 잘해. 학벌이 시대여가지고.
학벌이 시대여가지고. So having a diploma from a good university, it matters.
아무튼 스탠포드 그렇구나.
아니 환경이 너무 좋더라고요.
So the environment was really nice.
날씨가 확실히 캘리가 진짜 말이 안 돼요.
And the California weather really is different.
한국인 분들도 많으시더라고요. 한국계 분들도 많으시고.
And there are a lot of Korean people there too.
스탠포드는 항상 똑똑한 것 같아요.
I think Korean people are super smart.
되게 그 한국말로 엔딩 멘트를 하면은 그 통역이 그 뒤에 통역이까지 약간 좀 정적이 있어요.
You know, when we do the closing ment in Korean, there's that brief silence waiting for the interpreter.
또 반응이 오더라고.
But so many responses, so fans were showing responses immediately
내가 한국어로
as soon as I spoke in Korean.
하시는 분들이 있어.
Because some fans out there understand us.
그래요?
For real?
통역해주시는 팬방서 약간 그 너무 웃겨. 되게 쪼가 있으시잖아. 그 약간.
This world tour, this concert's interpreter doing it live, there's that quality to her. And Taehyung, immediately hearing RM talk about the interpreter, says she's so funny. And here they are impersonating the interpreter. And they're not making fun of her. They are emphasizing how vibrant and dynamic she is. And I actually respect her so much. I've been listening to her translate for these guys in real time. But her quality of translation is pretty nice, I would say.
통역해 주신 분? 네, 우리 실제로 보잖아요.
We actually see her in person, right?
되게 수줍수줍하시고
She's very shy in real life.
공연만 들어가면은
But once the show starts, she's
너무 잘하셔서 반전 매력이 있어. 너무 잘해.
yeah. So that's a total hidden charm. So cute, and he says that she's incredible. And when it comes to event interpretation, being upbeat and being that dramatic really helps because you need to convey emotions as well as interpreter. So this is them really complimenting the translator.
멕시코 인상 어땠니?
How was your impression of Mexico?
멕시코
우리가 멕시코 또 한번 갔다 왔었잖아.
충격적이었지 진짜.
충격적이었지. It was shocking.
충격이죠.
대박이었지 진짜.
It was shocking, and RM said 대박이었지. It was genuinely incredible. It was genuinely mucho picante.
무조 삐가트 그 자체였지.
It was true mucho picante itself.
근데 멕시코 갔다가 여기 와서 공연해보니까 멕시코가 높긴 높았나 봐요.
But going from Mexico and then performing here, Mexico really was high altitude
뭔가
2,400m니까.
네,
because it was 2,300 meters after all.
그 정도의 힘듦이 비슷하다고 느꼈는데 힘들더라고요.
I felt the difficulty was similar, but it was genuinely hard.
근데 그게 또 있어.
비슷하다고 느꼈는데 힘들더라고요.
여기가 더 시원하고.
And then here is cooler temperature-wise.
그게 또 있어. 그 멕시코의 그 열기가
Also, there's that thing, the heat of Mexico just hit.
그래서 우리도 진짜 더 약간 흥분했던 것도 있고.
Just like that, so we got a little more fired up too. And when here, Taehyung is referring to the passion of Mexican army when he used the word heat, 열기.
정말 그 고산지대에 막 더웠는데 사람들이 더 뜨거우니까.
Truly, at that high altitude, it was hot, but the people were even hotter, more passionate.
그래가지고 힘내서 할 수 있었던 것 같아.
So that energy carried us through. So here, they talk about the energy and passion of the Mexican armies.
아 맞아 이건 있는 것 같아요. 팬분들의 그 어떤 공연을 즐기는 태도에 따라서 저의 제스처도 많이 달라진다.
And also, there's this too. Depending on how fans engage with the show, our gestures change a lot too. And this is something that we have been witnessing. The louder the fans are, the more dynamic the members become on stage, more likely for them to do some random, crazy, wild stuff. Exactly.
팬들이 많이 춤을 췄지.
춤추고
People at Stanford, fans, they danced a lot.
쿨하면 우리도 좀 더 쿨해지고.
And if the dance audience was dancing and cool, then we get cooler too.
뭔가 더 적극적이면 나도 더 적극적이게 되고요.
And if they're more active, I get more active. It's kind of like that.
나랑
확실히 같이 노는 게 맞는 것 같아.
공연 끝나고 나서 같이.
So it makes sense that we play with the audience together. 같이 노는 게 맞는 것 같아. Have fun or party with the audience.
잘 타잖아.
확실히 같이 노는 게 맞는 것 같아.
공연 끝나고 나서 같이 잘 타잖아.
You know how right after the show, Hobie Hyung and I get in the car together?
그 앞에 정면에 계신 분 남자분 팔짱 끼고 봤어요? 수염 나 있는 씨. 키 엄청 크시고.
Do you remember the person right in front? That man with his arms crossed? Did you see him? He was tall and bearded guy.
나 그거 팔짱 풀 때까지.
아니 박도 씨.
And
나 그거 팔짱 풀 때까지.
and I was watching him until he got his arms uncrossed.
아니 박도 씨. 진짜 공연을
이게 남성분들이 많이 계셔서
모르고 오신 분들이 있어. 그러니까
Interesting. So J-Hope clarifies. So sometimes there really are a lot of people who just come to watch the show, and a lot of men. I think he.
박도 씨. 진짜 공연을
이게 남성분들이 많이 계셔서 모르고.
Okay. J-Hope said there are a lot of people who come just to watch the show, and RM says there are a lot of men like that.
분들이 있어. 그러니까 이 친구들은 뭘까 막 이런 되게
Like thinking to themselves, who are these guys? You know, referring to BTS. Who are these guys? What are these guys about? And they were watching so intently. RM says, hey, look at his face.
이번에 우리 투어가 약간 가족 분단이 많이 왔잖아. 그래서 우리를 모르시는 분들도
커플도 많고.
You know, for this world tour, we had a lot of people coming in family or couples.
맞아.
So there were
내가 진짜
a lot of people who don't know us.
이렇게 열심히 하면서 하는데 이러다
And I was going all out performing and thinking, even this won't uncross those arms? He's referring to that tall bearded guy who was, had his arms crossed, and he was performing super hard, going so hard, wanting him to uncross his arms. That's so real and that's so adorable.
Please give me a boyfriend. 남준 주세요.
Is Jhope reading comments in the chat room?
남친 주세요 그거지.
So there's a like a meme song that went viral online. It's like a Korean rap song or a song that's supposed to teach you Korean. And please give me a boyfriend. 남친 주세요, something like that. 남친 주세요. So again, J-Hope is these guys are referring to memes. A meme. But originally is please give me a boyfriend. 남친 주세요. 남친 means boyfriend in Korean. But J-Hope adapted the lyrics and said 남준 주세요. Give me 남준. Please give me a boyfriend. Give me 남준.
Give me a boyfriend. 남친 주세요.
그래?
And it's amazing how RM is aware of these different memes out there.
남친 조금 그 가까이서 땡겼더니 너 괜찮니? 너 나오지?
나와.
RM wants J-Hope in the same angle. Make sure he's in the angle. Within the camera frame.
Please give me a boyfriend. 남친 주세요. 아무튼 여러분들 보여드리고 싶어서 켰습니다.
Anyways, we turned on this live to check in with you guys.
생각보다 신박한 주제는 없네요.
There aren't as many fresh topics as I expected. I guess Taehyung really wanted armies to provide some original topics.
그러게 석청이 끝났고
I guess we're done talking about 석청, J-Hope's honey.
뭐 우리 핫토픽 뭐 없었나요?
Any other hot topics lately?
주제가
다들 몸 상태 괜찮은지.
How's everyone's health?
아이 재미없어.
Taehyung doesn't approve. 아이, 재미없어. It's boring. It's not funny.
자, 몸 상태 괜찮은가요?
몸 상태는 솔직히
괜찮은 거 같아요.
Okay, they're okay in terms of health.
허리 나갔잖아요.
But Taehyung immediately refutes. Hey, you hurt your back though.
머리가 나가야 누가 보면은 야.
아 다시 돌아가.
And J-Hope's like, you're making it sound like I've seriously injured my back.
들어와 씨.
가끔씩 근육통이.
RM is making a wordplay. 허리가 나가다. It means your back is hurt or your back is seriously injured. But then if you translate it literally, it means your back went outside. So RM says, make it come back again. 다시 들어오라 해. So it's just a silly wordplay.
그런 거는.
들어와 씨.
들어와 씨. Come back in.
근육통이지 그런 거는.
It's just a sore back. My back is sore.
뭐 하다가 나간
Muscle soreness.
열어봤다.
Why did you hurt your back? Doing what? And J-Hope said while dancing during Run BTS.
춤추다가.
아니, 너랑 정국이가 오늘 유독 너무 힘들어 보이는 거야.
초반에 너무 달렸어.
Jimin said, you and Jungkook were going so hard.
저한테?
아니, 너랑 정국이가 오늘 유독 너무 힘들어 보이는 거야.
You guys looked particularly worn out today.
초반에 너무 달렸어.
And Taeyong said that we both went too hard early on.
저한테?
아니
그 아트데이 때 나와서 사람을 끌어내려고 그래요.
And RM was the same, especially during Not Today.
너무 힘들어 보이는 거야.
초반에 너무 달렸어.
엑소한테?
아니
투투.
아트데이 때 나와서 사람을 끌어내려고 그래요.
사람들 끌어내려고.
오늘 유독 너무 힘들어 보이는 거야.
초반에 너무 달렸어.
엑소한테?
Act what?
아니
Act 2? Oh, they're referring to the different sections of the concert. Like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3.
아트데이 때 나와서 사람을 끌어내려고.
And during Not Today, RM went harder in order to get people excited. I think that's what he said. 사람들 끌어내려고, getting more energy out of the audience.
너랑 정국이가 아씨.
이런 댓글 있어요. 제발 다크앤와일드 노래는
I think Jimin was simply trying to describe how hard Taehyung and Jungkook performed.
마들이
너랑 정국이가 아씨.
이런 댓글 있어요. 제발 다크앤와일드 노래는 마드리드에 갈 때까지 재생하지 말아주세요. 부탁드립니다.
Taehyung read a comment that says, "Please don't play any dark and wild songs until you get to Madrid. I'm begging, in Spain."
근데 맞아 이 얘기를 하고 싶어요. 여러분 그
But I wanted to talk about this, everyone.
오늘 또 I Need You 지금 두 번째 한 거고 두 번째 틀지.
So today was the second time we did I Need You.
한 노래 또 할 수 있습니다.
So it's the second time pulling the song, and we can do it again.
또 할 수 있죠.
근데
We can perform our songs more than twice,
근데
or more than once.
어차피 뽑기예요.
So after all, it's just random.
뽑기야.
그리고 막 우리
들을 내가 너무 좋아했어가지고.
I loved B-side tracks, Jimin says.
그치 다크앤와일드
Yeah, dark and wild songs.
힙합성애자 뭐가 있어?
Like hip hop 성애자, one of the B-side tracks on that album.
좀 오그라들긴 하는 이불킥.
But that is a bit cringe. Hip hop 성애자. BTS. Hip hop lover 2014.
근데 그 당시 내가 너무 좋아했어요. 그 앨범.
뭐
2학년
But at the time, I really loved the album.
생각보다 있는 거 알아?
이불킥 하루만 2학년 꽤 있어.
2학년 꽤 있어.
그럼 둘셋 있고
There's a song 둘셋 2-3 BTS 둘셋. Wait, 둘셋? That's not part of the Dark and Wild though. 이불킥, Blanket Kick is there. And then 2학년, second grade is also on that album.
그 다음에 고민보다고 있고 고민보다고 한번 하면 좋을 것 같아.
고민보다고. I wish we can perform it at some point.
땡도 맞고 전모찐도 맞고 나는
좋아.
근데
나오도 된 거.
그거를 진짜
And RM also mentioned the tracks 땡 and 전모찜, 전하지 못하는 진심, The Truth Untold.
많이 들고 있던데.
나를 된다?
약간 옛날에 파마첵스처럼 밈 아니야?
A lot of people were requesting the song Louder Than Bombs in their slogans, in their fan messages. And RM said, isn't that kind of a meme? Just like 파마첵스. Oh my goodness. I whenever something like this happens, I wonder how much time I should spend on explaining these contexts. So Kellogg, which is a food company, they have cereal as a product, and at one point in the past, they had a kind of a quote unquote national election in Korea, asking people to vote for one of the two flavors, cereal that tastes like green onions versus cereal that tastes like dark chocolate. And they were very sure that people would vote for the chocolate overwhelmingly. But then it turns out that people work very hard spreading awareness so that more and more people could vote for the green onion flavor. So, actually, there's a whole NamuWiki page. So at the end of the day, the vote turnout, the green onion flavor got surprisingly a lot of votes. So Kellogg had to actually release green onion flavor multiple years afterwards. In 2021. So they had the election in 2004, but then it became kind of a meme. But then as a surprise event, they released a green onion cereal in 2021. And RM is saying armies requesting louder than bombs is kind of like that. they don't exactly want louder than bombs, but they're requesting it just to tease BTS. I think that's what he's trying to get at. Meaning those armies are not being serious or something like that.
막상 틀면 되게 차분해질 텐데 나중에.
And Jimin said, but if we do really perform that song or play the beat, people will become silent.
그러니까.
근데 뭐 내가 트는 게 아니니까.
But it's not me who's turning on those songs during the surprise song segment.
감독님이
I'm not the one, it's our director. We have never performed Louder Than Bombs on stage.
없지 밖에서 어디서 불러본 적도 없어.
Yeah, we have never sung that song.
트로이 시반 형이 같이 써준 건데.
나는 가사도 몰라.
Troy Sivan wrote it with us. BTS Louder Than Bombs. And Taeyong says that I don't even know the lyrics. It's part of the album 7, A Map of the Soul 7. And I guess Troy Sivan wrote. Oh, yeah, Troy Sivan. Interesting. I didn't know about that.
프로시반 진짜
It's a great song though.
좋은 노래인데.
It's a good song, Jimin says.
뭐 솔직히 재밌는 노래들 특허도 너무 많은 것 같아요.
And honestly, there are so many great songs to play.
아직 안 나온 것도
우리가 생각보다 좋은 노래들
And there are so many songs that we haven't played yet.
되게 많죠.
그러니까 이게 내가 오늘 노모드림 나왔잖아.
Today we performed No More Dream, right?
야 찡하더라 뭔가.
And I was being a bit emotional today.
그래요?
난 아무도
And these guys were like, 그래요? Oh, for real? You were?
왠지 기억이 안 나가지고
나는 그냥 지민이
And Taeyong said, I didn't really remember the choreography for the song.
백가길래 뒤에서
난 아무도 뭐였지 기억이 안 나가지고
나는 그냥 지민이가 백가길래 뒤에서
And while Jimin was showing his stomach, I was just doing, watch his facial expression. I was like this,
나는 그냥 지민이가 백가길래 뒤에서
making that face.
근데 선글라스를 형 끼고 있었죠. 그 안에 눈이 보이더라고.
Okay, so Jimin, I was like, J-Hope was wearing his sunglasses, but I could see his eyes, the face that he was making behind his sunglasses. I could see your eyes through them. And J-Hope trying to clarify himself. It was cool. No, it was cool.
아니 그 전에 내가 혼자
멋있어. 너무 멋있어가지고 거기서 이렇게 들고 막.
Yeah, the way these guys were revealing each other's stomach. Hold on. So here it is. Jimin and Jungkook. Like revealing each other's abs. So they were doing this. Wow, Jimin has some clear abs. Anyways.
아니 그 전에 내가 혼자 저기 돌출 가지고 사각이 돌고 이제 가져가.
And before that moment, I was dancing on my own on the extended stage.
제호비.
And J-Hope was watching me like this.
알지. 상대방이 열심히 일하고 있는 모습을 뭔가 프로페셔널한 모습을 프로 정신을 본 거지.
So I was simply watching you being a professional, doing your work.
프로가 아니었어. 지나 갔어야 돼서.
And J-Hope, you weren't being professional. You should have just walked on instead of watching me like that.
그렇지. 평소에 지나갈 텐데 너무 열심히 하고 있더라고.
If it was just usual, I would have just walked away. But I saw real professionalism there. You were working real hard.
아니 내가 그거 말고는 노블 드리면서 보여줄 게 없더라고.
너무 드림?
Besides that, there wasn't much else for me to show the audience for No More Dream.
그 섹션에서 진짜 지민이 열심히 하지.
아 너무.
And during that section, referring to the surprise song section, Jimin works really hard. Jimin really goes for it.
드림 때 지민이는 정말 인상적이었지.
During No More Dream, Jimin was really impressive.
지민이 보면 제일 좋았지.
지민이
아이콘 이만해가지고.
Oh, so they were 그 섹션에서 No, RM was talking about referring to the section of the concert, but J-Hope was talking about No More Dream era, when Jimin was like super muscular, with like jacked, and it was really impressive. But I didn't have any part though.
왜 너의 길을 가라고 있었잖아.
No, but you did have that 너에게를 가라고 that part.
그것도 사실 넣어준 거야.
Actually, that was a placement gift for me
부를 데가 없어가지고
because I had nowhere to go.
이제 막 핀이 고민하다 얘를 넣긴 넣어야 되는데 어디를 넣지 하다가 이제
PD님, so producer, probably referring to Pang PD, was thinking we have to put him somewhere, but where?
아니야 근데 나도 너의 길을 가라고.
나도 랄랄.
넣지 하다가 이제
아니야 근데 나도 너의 길을 가라고.
나도 랄랄랄라.
네 꿈이 뭐냐?
And for Taeyong, it was the same case. He had to sing that la 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 that part.
그것도 형 목소리인데 너 앞에 나와서 춤춰 이렇게 하는 춤을.
So during Nikumi Money, What is Your Dream? That's also RM Hyung's voice, but they were like, you come out front and dance.
너무
Because Jimin had no
없다고 얘.
와 진짜
no part where he dances.
아직도 그 M 카운트다운이 생생하다.
아우.
I still vividly remember that M countdown stage.
그때는 그런 시절이었지.
너무 드림은 진짜
Yeah, that was that era. So it's this one. No More Dream by Bangtan Boys, M Countdown, June 13th, 2013. The debut stage. Hot debut, No More Dream. Written by P-Dog, Bang, Rap Monster, Suga, and J-Hope. And RM said he still vividly remembers that debut stage. And yeah, this is Jimin that they were talking about. And check this out. Check out this comment. The top comment says, I think these guys have a good chance to be one of the few survivors from this year's rookies. Wow. That's an amazing comment. Yeah, they are not simply survivors at the top of the world.
암전이었는데 GR 블랙 파트 2에서 너네 둘이 모자 하고 너는 너 덤블링이랑 정국이 그 모자 파트에서 터져.
So it was literally in the dark, but during
하고 드림은 진짜 암전이었는데 GR 블랙 파트 2에서 너네 둘이
but during We Are Bulletproof Part 2,
모자 하고
you guys did the hat trick thingy
너는 너 덤블링이랑
and the tumbling,
정국이 그 모자 파트에서 터져.
and Jungkook exploded in that hat part.
나 아직 기억.
And then people were screaming out of amazement. And their book, 10-year record of BTS, talked about that moment.
그 반응을 잊을 수 없어. 생방 때.
And I still cannot forget that reaction during the live broadcast.
사람들이 다 약간
그래. 그리고 모자
And Taeyong was like, yeah, everybody what kind of was going, whoa, what was that?
우리가 모자 막 하니까 던지니까 우 이래.
Yeah, when we were doing the hat thingy, just tossing them, people were like, whoa.
근데 우리 팬이 없었어.
그때
At the time, we did not have any of our fans.
반응 좋아서 다음날 뮤직뱅크 들떴다가 선생님한테 개혼났어요 진짜. 맞아.
And the reaction was so good that the next day at Music Bank, we got carried away and got absolutely destroyed by Son Sung-deuk, our dance director, Son Sung-deuk. And I'm pretty sure many of you know this person, Son Sung-deuk. He's one of the legends.
진짜 많이
드라이 때 진짜 많이 올랐지. 오늘 지금
신났냐?
Yeah, during the dry rehearsal, he he really reprimanded us, asking, "Hey, you're having fun?"
진짜 우리 다 일렬로 서 있어.
So we were all lined up while getting destroyed.
미스터 송 너무 나쁜 사람 만들지 말자.
But let's not make Mr. Song too much of a bad guy.
미스터 송. 요즘
손이 우리를
미스터
여기까지
송이 우리 막
Yeah, Mr. Song made us who we are.
들었지.
미스터 송 요즘 바쁜 것 같더라고.
He seems really busy nowadays.
샤라트 캐치아이.
Yeah, shout out to Cat's Eye. RM said that because nowadays he's responsible for, directing choreography for Cat's Eye. Sungdeuk, Cat's Eye. Seems like BTS is aware of what's going on at the company.
일로 한번 해봐야겠다.
핑키.
I should contact him at some point.
안할 거잖아.
J-Hope says.
솔직히
Jimin does not miss an opportunity to grill, take a jab at J-Hope, saying that, but you're not gonna do it though, meaning you're not gonna contact Mr. Son or reach out to him, saying hi.
아니 근데 나 LA 가면은 한 번씩 했어.
아 진짜?
son한테는.
I actually reached out to him every time I go to LA.
약간 윤경이랑 따로 만나는 것 같은데.
Seems like Yoongi is meeting him separately every now and then.
Mr. Song.
몇명 있죠 히어로들이. 선,
How many heroes are there out there?
이삼생.
나 성생한테 안무한번 다시 받아보고 싶다.
So RM is trying to list those legends or those heroes that made them who we are. And Jimin says, I kind of want to get choreography from Son Sung-deuk teacher Son, once again.
아 근데 이제 무릎 많이 아프시겠지?
But his knees must really hurt now
그때도
because he's gotten older.
무릎 진짜 아프셨는데.
Even back then, his knees were bad.
너무 오래 쳐가지고.
He danced for too long. And yeah, dancers hurt their knees because people say that our knees are, as we get older, it kind of our knees get chipped away, and the harder you dance, the weaker they get, which is why they say BTS and Big Hit as a team decided to kind of like soften their choreography at this point in their career, and I think that's a pretty smart decision. Although I believe that like 2.0, for example, or Aliens, the choreography is pretty hardcore still.
이번에 토론토도 가구나.
아 가지.
We're going to Toronto as part of this world tour.
Bless you.
Bless you.
8월 세 번째 주인가 가요.
와,
It's in the third week of August.
토론토 진짜 우리 옛날에 팬미팅으로 나가잖아요.
We actually had fan meetings back in the day in Toronto,
진짜 얼마 콘서트는 해본 적 없을 텐데 토론토에서.
but we have never done a full concert there.
어떤 지역인지 기억이 안 나.
아이야 가라.
맞아.
거기서 달방 찍었다.
근데
아이야 가라.
맞아.
나야 가라?
거기서 달방 찍었다.
근데
Okay, so back in 2018, they visited Niagara Falls and then filmed a Run BTS episode. And they were screaming Niagara because Niagara Falls, the Niagara, the name in Korean kind of means like age, go away, like kind of a joke, wordplay. Meaning how you're unwilling to get older. You don't want it to get aged. So 나이 means age in Korean. 가라 means go away. So I think that's what they're talking about. And they filmed Run BTS episode.
그거는 그러니까 또
미국
지역이
쪽에서 본 거
안-
같아요. 미국 쪽에서 본 거잖아. 아니 미국 쪽에서도 나이야 가라를 볼 수가 있어서.
And the Niagara Falls is viewable from the U.S. side.
토론토 쪽 아니었어요? 기억.
Taeyong thought that it was in Toronto side, but RM doesn't remember clearly.
이번에 좀 이례적인 게 또 남미 투어까지 있어가지고
나미.
Also, what's exceptional this time is that there's also a South American leg,
나미.
콜롬비아도 가잖아.
Colombia
우리가
too.
남미에서 그 칠레랑 브라질 말고 공연해 본 적은 없잖아요.
칠레, 브라질, 아르헨티나.
본 적은
아르헨티나
없어.
왔어.
We have never performed in South America outside of Chile and Brazil.
안 가봤어요.
Never done a full tour sweep there.
진영만 가봤어.
We haven't been to Argentina.
콜드플레이.
맞아.
It was Jin, who performed as a guest and Coldplay concert.
맞아. 근데
이거는-
군대 가기 직전 아닌가?
It was right before his military service, right?
가잖아. 칠레, 브라질, 페루.
Yeah, we're going to a lot of places: Chile, Brazil, Peru.
난 페루가 진짜
콜롬비아.
기대가.
I'm genuinely excited, Jimmy said.
마추픽. 아래.
난 페루 기대하고 있어요.
뭔가 가서 좀
마추픽. 아래. 칠레, 브라질, 페루.
페루. 난 페루가 진짜
콜롬비아.
기대가.
마추픽. 아래.
난 페루 기대하고 있어요.
I am excited for Peru, Jimin said.
뭔가 가서 좀 약간 문화 유적지 이런 걸 가야 되나?
마추픽추 가자.
생각 좀 해보자.
Should you go see some cultural heritage sites over there? And Taeyong suggests visiting Machu Picchu.
와, 나 그거 되게 흥미롭게 옛날에 봤어.
거기 피크볼 없나?
RM, is there a pickleball place out there?
그러게.
Over there?
되게 흥미롭게 옛날에 봤어.
거기 피크볼 없나? 숨 못 쉴 거. 그러게.
숨 못 쉴걸?
와, 나 그거 되게 흥미롭게 옛날에 봤어.
거기 피크볼 없나? 숨 못 쉴 거. 그러게.
I think Jimin has talked about Machu Picchu there, and he's excited to visit there.
저 남이 가서 피크볼.
J-Hope playing pickleball in South America because such a high altitude, like Machu Picchu, for example. So they're imagining playing pickleball out there.
지금 예약해 지금.
뭐야? 윤기의 다리에 무슨 일이 일어났는데 왜 쩔뚝거리고 있는 걸까요?
Someone was asking, what happened to Yoongi's leg? Why was he limping? And J-Hope is laughing. Jimin's like, is it okay for us to tell them?
이게 하면 안 돼.
하면 안 되는 거.
방금 형. 이게 하면 안 돼.
하면 안 되는 거.
방금
So
형.
they were unsure.
아니야?
And RM is looking at a staff member behind the camera.
뭐안될 게 없잖아요.
Jimin's like, there's no reason for us not to tell the reason
아 이거 잘못된 것도 아니고 왜?
because he did nothing wrong.
형, 그러니까 내가 가지 말라니까.
And Jimin's like, I told him not to go.
아유 씨. 아니 결국에는 다 얘기.
Jimin is frustrated like a parent would be frustrated at a kid for doing something that they told him not to do.
바로.
아니 뭐 근데 뭐 그게 문제될 게 아니라서.
은경이 은근
Tell the story. It's not really a problem.
아니 뭐 근데 뭐 그게 문제될 게 아니라서.
은경이 은근 티네.
윤경이 은근 티네. Oh, Yoongi, he kind of shows off in a very subtle way the fact that he was limping or he's hurt. Or 열심히 했다 to show that he has worked hard.
그거 브이로그 찍었어.
And he also filmed a vlog. Oh, that's great news.
아 이거
Therefore, it's okay to tell the story.
이야기하고 있나?
But then J-Hope realizes, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And it's a spoiler. Now we know that Suga filmed himself a vlog while doing
우리가 다 스포해버렸네.
아 그런가?
당신
a marathon. And RM said, we have already gave it away. We have already done a spoiler.
미안. 아 어차피 야 우리 썸네일 지금 윤기 형이. 오케이.
And anyway, our thumbnail for this live stream is Yoongi Hyung.
야 윤기 형이 좋아.
야 우리 윤기 형이 우리 다 같이 sorry for my fault.
나 오늘 좀 고개를 쓰는 게.
That's a very famous BTS meme. I'm sorry for my fault. 나 오늘도 고개를 숙여, which is like a rap song that one of the members made while they were trainees, and these guys say it whenever they feel like.
윤기 있어.
샤유.
우리 윤기 형이 달리기를 너무 열심히 해가지고.
Yoongi Hyung, he has fallen in love with running.
요즘 또 빠졌더라고. 아니지 그냥 뭐 하나 빠지면은.
He got really into running nowadays, and he got completely sucked in again. It's an expression meaning he has fallen in love with running. And you know, when he gets into something, he just goes all the way.
그 형이 빨리 시켜줄게요.
갑자기
He's been running 10 kilometers per day.
아나살좀 빼야 될 것 같다는 거야.
And all of a sudden, one day, he says, I think I need to lose some weight.
그래서 막 다이어트를 엄청 하는 거예요.
And then he was in an extreme dieting mode.
러닝도 엄청 하고 우리 운동할 때 계속 있었잖아요.
Intense running. He was always with us when we worked out.
그 약간 10kg 10kg 하고 벤치프레스를 하는데 되게 좋아하겠다.
Sorry.
되게 좋아하겠다.
So they were doing like a bench press.
윤기 형.
근데 러닝을 엄청 많이 해서 윤기 형이 이제 마라톤을 나가겠다고 이제 얘기가 됐죠.
But he ran so much that Yoongi was going to run a marathon.
갔다 왔잖아.
그래서 마라톤
He already went.
정말 갔다 왔다.
그래도 이제 공연 날
He went and ran a marathon, and he did it on the day of the concert.
당일날 오전에 아침에
6시 기사
되게
On the day of, in the morning, he woke up at 6 a.m.
이쪽에서 되게 유명한 마라톤 경기가 있었대요.
There's apparently a famous marathon race here.
네, 그거를 이제 하는 건데 한 10km 좀 이상
12km.
10km.
So 12 kilometers to be exact.
12km.
네.
그래서
이게 야외에서 이게 모르는 사람들한테 긴장돼서 이게
더
힘들다.
빡세게
And running outdoors around strangers, the nerves makes it harder. And running in the morning is pretty hard.
그러니까 이게
말라니까.
And Jimin again, 하지 말라니까. I told you not to do it.
저희가 걱정을 많이 했어요. 아, 형.
And we were really worried.
공연하기 쉽지 않을
근데
거야.
형이
형, that's not easy before a show.
액트2까지 티를 안 냈어. 그러다가 이제
And Hyung didn't really show any signs all the way through Act 2 during the concert, the second part of the concert.
앵콜 올라가는데
And going up for the encore, he was limping.
야이씨 내가 그래.
나 지금 같이 살짝
Okay, that's why Jimin was laughing, talking to Yoongi when he saw him limping. Like, I didn't include it in this video where Jimin was laughing, talking to Suga, and people were saying, why is Jimin laughing about the fact that Yoongi was limping? And now it makes sense because he was simply being sore from running a long distance. That's actually so funny now.
아, 종아리가 너무 부어가지고
And Suga was like, my calves are so swollen.
공연이 쉬운 공연 아니기 때문에
And Jimin's like, you cannot push yourself like that because our shows are not easy shows. It wasn't easy.
형이 약간 그런 거 꽂히면 하고 싶어 해.
But when Yoongi gets fixated on something, he just goes for it.
아, 우리 누굴 말려?
경험은 한번 해보면
우리 뭐 하나에 꽂히면 다들 못 말려.
근데 어쨌든
And RM says that it's the case for every single one of us. You know, no one can stop us, or we cannot stop any of us. When we get fixated, no one can stop us.
그날 공연 잘 했으니까
그치? 오늘까지도 잘 했잖아.
But Jimin is now being understanding. Yoongi wanted to experience it once, and he pulled it off the shows even today.
형이
did well.
이게 뭐였구나.
그런
솔직히 우리가
And I guess people noticed Yoongi limping. RM realizes.
우리 멤버들 다 누구 뭐에 꽂히는 거 아무도 못 말릴 걸.
못 말리지.
Yeah, so Taehyung reiterated what Namjoon said. Honestly, any of our members getting into something, no one can stop it.
짱구 읽으면 돼.
꽂힌다면 난 뭐에 꽂힐까? 내가 꽂히
장관.
아 예.
Okay, another spoiler alert. Jimin said, if there's one thing that would get fixated on, what would it be?
또 뭐가 있을까, 지민이?
I guess this is part of a Run BTS series where each member is doing something on their own.
난뭐아 예. 꽂힌다면 난 뭐에 꽂힐까? 내가 꽂히
장관.
RM was like, hold on.
아 예.
And then Jimin realizes. Alright, so there's something going on.
또 뭐가 있을까, 지민이?
난난
RM, what else out there?
안 꽂히냐?
김치찌개.
Kimchi.
그거는 말릴 수가 있는 것인가?
Is that even stoppable?
못 말리지.
They cannot stop it. You can't stop it.
와, 댓글이 너무 빠르게 나오니까 읽기 전에 못 넘어.
정지
The comments move too fast to read before they scroll.
하면 되지 않을까?
Can't you pause?
주시하는
Can't you stop?
정지.
정지. Pause.
움직이면 쏜다.
All of a sudden, they're talking about the military. 정지. Pause. If you move, I'll shoot.
나이키. 신발 아니 안 되잖아. 관련 있으면 안 되잖아. 아디다스.
So, it's the military talk, where you would aim your rifles at a stranger, and that stranger is supposed to give you a passcode, a preset passcode.
신발 아니 움직이면 쏜다. 나이키.
And you know, when you holding a rifle, says Nike, then the other guy is supposed to say the matching word to complete the passcode. And I guess in this case, they're supposed to say shoes, so Nike shoes.
신발 아니야. 관련 있으면 안 되잖아.
But then J-Hope says shoes is actually wrong because the passcode is not supposed to make sense. So those two words cannot be related to each other. So Nike shoes is not a right match for a military code. So it should be something like Nike banana or something.
훈련소에서 오리 말고 하잖아. 훈련소에서
So they have done something like that in the military.
첫 약간 안구 받을 때.
뭐지 그 완수 신호가 아니라 뭐지
형 11중 되었죠.
나 구중대였잖아.
나 형이 구중대 내가 10중. 근데 형 훈련소에서 첫 약간 안구 받을 때.
So in the boot camp, when I received my first passcode, the military code,
그 완수 신호가 아니라 뭐지
형 11중 되었죠.
the signal.
나
Hyung, you were part of the 11th company, right?
구중대였잖아.
나 형이 구중.
I was in the 9th.
근데 내가 10중. 근데 내
So Hyung was the 9th and I was 10th. So they're talking about which group they were in the boot camp.
10중대에서 첫 안구를 받았어요.
And in the 10th company, I got my first code.
근데 내가 그거를 불침번 내가 2번 주였거든요.
And I was on watch duty at night, second shift.
근데 1번 주한테 그 안구를 들었어야 됐었어요.
And the first shift was supposed to give me the signal.
얘가 그냥 바로 자는 거야.
But that guy just went straight to sleep.
나는 그냥 그래서 나 안구가 없는 줄 알고.
So I had no idea about the signal. So
근데
I was just staring at nowhere, just standing there.
이렇게 해서 날 본 거야. 근데 당직사령관이
But then 당직 사령관, the officer on night watch, approached him
날 본 거야.
with his arms, crossed behind his back.
크리스마스 시즌이.
So he was quizzing Taehyung, saying Chris, waiting for Taehyung to complete the code. And at the time, it was a Christmas season. And 불침번 is a night watch where you're supposed to patrol the military building that you are at nighttime in full military uniform. And the shift is hourly based. So you have to get up in the middle of night, do a patrol. You get awakened by someone who does a night watch in the previous hour. So someone wakes you up, and then you wake up, do a night watch for an hour, and then before you go to bed, you're supposed to wake the next person. And Taehyung was like... And since he did not get the signal from the previous guy, as soon as he heard the word or the fragment, Chris, he completed it by saying mas, Christmas. He thought that was the code, but that wasn't it. That is so funny.
크리스마스 시즌 아닙니까?
And realizing that he was wrong, he asked the officer, isn't it the Christmas season right now?
주간 얘기 안 했어?
Oh, and the officer was like, the previous guy didn't tell you anything?
그렇습니다.
No, sir.
뭐 이상한 거였어. 기억해 알겠어요. 네, 알겠습니다.
Next time, remember, all right? He was like, yes, sir. Chris, mas.
그렇습니다.
The way he's acting is so funny, acting this scene out.
크리스마스 시즌이 마스.
Again, because those two words are not supposed to be affiliated. Isn't this the Christmas season right now, sir?
주간 얘기 안 했어? 네, 그렇습니다. 뭐 이상한 거였어요. 기억해 알겠어요. 네, 알겠습니다.
So the officer told him the right code, and he told him to remember.
크리스.
나는 정국이랑
크리스가 안구야.
정국이랑
그때 우리 크리스마스
내 옆자리여가지고 불침번은
Because it was during the Christmas season.
내 담이던가 내 전이던가 그랬단 말이야. 불침번을
Now Jimin is telling his own military story. So Jungkook was always before or after me during the night watch duty.
네, 정국 이렇게 깨우면은
So whenever I wake him up or try to wake him up,
이제 생활하다 우린 들어왔잖아요.
we entered the military after being in the real world, right?
잘 일어나요.
At an older age.
일어나지.
And J-Hope says, does he get up easily? And RM says, probably not, because it's hard to wake Jungkook up. And Jimin's like, hey, get up, get up. And that's how Jungkook would respond. Because getting up in the middle of the night to do this night patrol, night watch for an hour, is not easy at all. I have done that when I served in the military. And it's not pleasant of an experience. Hey, I could totally picture Jungkook reacting like that. Realizing that it's his turn again.
이러면서 애들이 깨는 진짜 일어났는데
애들이 깨도만은 애들이 깨도만은
And I guess apparently he said that out loud, pretty loudly, waking up other guys, or he doesn't care if other guys hear it. He just blurts out "aish" in the middle of the night. RM, 그래도 너희들 동기 생활하니까 다행이지. But after all, you guys were lucky, or it was a good thing that you guys were together in the military. Because RM, well, I mean, everyone else was on their own, right? And Jimin, I had to go back to sleep, but it became so funny, so I was too busy laughing.
Yes.
빨리 나와 이 새끼야. Yo, dude, come out. You need to wake up. Get out as fast as you can. Put on your clothes or put on your uniform.
빨리 나가.
So I can sleep. Get out fast. And then he goes, aish again.
정국이 깨우기 쉽지 않대.
Waking Jungkook up is not easy, RM says.
거기서 잘 일어나죠. 얘도 예민한 상태로 자니까.
No, but at the time, in that environment, he wakes up pretty well. He woke up pretty well because he slept in that tense state.
이러면서 자고 있거든요. 이렇게 자고 있는데.
So he was sleeping like that.
이렇게 만지면서 좀 봐야 된다.
And I was, gently touching his neck and said that, hey, you're supposed to do a night watch right now. It's so funny that RM was banging on the table multiple times.
근데 일어나 한 1분 뒤에 일어나서 지도
And he wakes up 1 minute after.
그래서
And even Jungkook finds himself funny.
머리 맞지 빡빡이 머리 맞잖아. 형 우리 여기서 뭐 하고 있는
Even Jungkook himself found it funny, touching on his hair, and he was asking me, "Hyung, what on earth are we doing here?" Oh man, yeah. Because in the boot camp, their hair was super short, and just a few weeks, like yesterday, you were a superstar. Only a week ago, you were a BTS member. But all of a sudden, you're just a random military soldier with no hair on your head and have to wake up in the middle of the night, fully dressed in the military uniform, including heavy boots, and had to do a night watch duty in the middle of the night. So that realization hits him. And the way he says "Aishi" is just so funny. It's so real. I love it when BTS members talk about their military experiences like this because it's a happy ending. They finish their services very safely and they are well. They have come back. So now they are able to laugh about it. Isn't that amazing if you think about it? Because there was a time when military service was such a burden for these guys and a burden for the fans. And they weren't even sure they could be back as a full group. Because 2 years, a year and a half, is such a long period, to serve in the military for these guys. But they have done it, and now they can laugh about it while talk about their experiences. And I think that's quite amazing if you think about it.
얘는 안 깨? 주변 애들 안 깨?
아 절대 안 깨죠. 힘드니까 애들 애기들이니까.
안 깨? 주변 애들 안 깨? 얘는 안 깨? 주변 애들 안 깨?
아 절대 안 깨죠. 힘드니까 애들.
주변 애들 안 깨. So, J-Hope was asking Jimin, when he did that, when he, blurts out, "I see," didn't other guys wake up because of that? And Jimin said, no, because they were too tired. They were still asleep, soundly sleeping.
애기들이니까 너무 잘 자는데.
And there were such babies sleeping very soundly.
정국이가 주변 한번 사 보고 냄새 한번.
So Jungkook, when he wakes up and when he woke up, he looked around. He looked at the surroundings, taking one sniff, and then he says that again.
근데 그게 위로가 엄청 돼요.
그렇지.
모를 거 아니야. 야 솔직히 같이.
And Jimin said, but that was genuinely such a comfort.
근데 나는
And I think I know exactly what Jimin means here, because in the boot camp, or in the military camp, you are with total strangers. But being with someone you know, and that someone who's close to him, who's close to you, expresses his frustration like that in a very funny way, that becomes a comfort in such tense environments. Which is why Jimin said, 위로가 엄청 돼요. That was genuinely such a comfort.
모를 거 아니야. 야 솔직히 같이.
And Jimin, 형님들은, you guys don't know what I'm talking about, because again, Jimin and Jungkook were the only ones who went to the military together.
근데 나는 윌럿에서 형이랑 같이 생활하긴 했어 거의.
But I did spend time with Namjoon in the boot camp,
그러니까 다른 중대였는데
although he was in a different company.
맨날 밥 먹을 때 내가 이렇게 막 먹고 있으면은
But every time I was eating,
어깨 이렇게 턱 치는.
Hyung would tap my shoulder like this
아 이거 지나가면서.
and nodding.
형이 나를.
내가
그 난 어디.
Oh my god, I could totally picture that. Because in the boot camp, training camp, everything is so tense, and you cannot even relax while you eat. And you have to eat fast. So just letting him know that he's in the same space with him, for Namjoon to tap on Taehyung's shoulder and just having that small nod, that really sends a message that, just to show him that he's there for him, or he's going through the same thing, or he understands what he's going through.
어디서 내가 현타 한번 왔었냐면.
다 맨날 왔지.
Do you know when? So Jimin is about to tell us when he was hit by the realization, the reality check. And Namjoon says that the reality check was everywhere all the time while he was serving in the military.
밥 먹는데.
So while we were eating,
먹으면 이제 막 줄져서 이렇게 해서 들어가잖아요.
you enter the dining hall together.
밥 먹고 있다가 꼭 맛있는 거 몇 개 남잖아요. 계란.
So yeah,
후라이 3개 들어가잖아요. 밥 먹는데 밥 먹으면 이제 막 줄져서 이렇게 해서 들어가잖아요.
so during mealtime, you're supposed to line up and enter the dining hall together.
밥 먹고 있다가
And while I was eating,
꼭 꼭 맛있는 거 몇 개 남잖아. 뭐 계란 후라이 3개 남다든지.
So, delicious food, there are always some leftovers at the end of the meal time. For example, fried eggs, like 3 fried eggs leftover.
내가 제일 빨리
And I have to get there first.
애들이 20명이 넘게 있는데 내가 지금
There are over 20 guys around me, but I just got there the first. And ask, can I get one more? That's when he's hit by the realization. What am I doing here?
거기서 딱 갖고 자리에 앉았는데
So I get the leftover and come back to my seat and hit by the reality.
형 지금 여기서 뭐 하고 있어요?
진짜 정국이랑 나랑 누구보다 빨랐다 지금.
Jimin, Jungkook and I were the fastest when it comes to getting the leftover.
그 항상 그래서 마지막에 이제 남았다.
Yeah, it's always like that. So the dining staff or those soldiers who are serving as dining duty tells everyone that they have leftovers. So if you want extra, come over. And it's like a race. You have to get there as fast as you can before things run out. And I experienced the exact same thing during my boot camp. So this is so real for me. And actually, I was pretty fast too, getting that extra, like strawberries, desserts, or like meat, for example. The way Jimin is saying he was the fastest is so real.
진짜.
And I love it because he could have just, I don't know, given up getting the extra to save his face. If he has too much pride in himself. But he's being so real. Jungkook was being so real. So they didn't really care about, I don't know. I mean, they were aware of what they were doing, which is why they were hit by the realization afterwards. But they weren't afraid to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I just love that.
의자 소리 야 나와 형질 한다
And J-Hope says, whenever something like that happens, when the dining staff tells you to get extras, all of a sudden there are loud noises of people moving around and chairs being dragged because people try to get there as soon as possible. And Jimin gets there super fast, telling everyone, hey, let me go through. 형 지나간다. Hyung is the older brother because he was the oldest and that at the time. I'm going through. It's just so funny.
근데 우리 진짜 작정하고 군대 이야기를 해본 적이 없잖아.
근데 진짜
방송에서.
J-Hope says, oh, this is so real. We have generally never sat down and properly talked about military stories, not on broadcasts. J-Hope realizes.
일단 아직까지도 훈련 속도 끝나지 않았어
아니 이게
And we still haven't done talk about the training, the boot camp story.
알방 특집으로 한번 해야 되나? 그러니까.
Should we do this as a special Run BTS episode?
근데 이거
Military story time?
웃길까 싶어 솔직히.
But J-Hope. But to be honest, I'm not sure if it's gonna be funny enough.
근데 여기는 웃긴데 나는 진짜 뭐 없어.
Because Jimin and Jungkook stories are funny, but I don't have any special story.
뭐 막 큰 스토리.
근데 나 진짜
화생방도 진짜
약간 나 롤.
Jimin said 화생방. So the CBRN, chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear training was also funny because it's like a gas chamber training. You're supposed to enter the gas chamber and then have to go through that smell. And Jimin has some funny story about that.
롤하는 사람이면 진짜 웃긴 에피소드 하나 있어요.
Taehyung says, I have a really funny episode that will be funny for people who play the League of Legends.
리그 오브 레전드 하는 사람이
군대에서.
진짜 웃긴 에피소드 하나 있어.
It's a funny episode.
형은 안 웃길 수 있어요.
For RM, it might not be funny.
아, 뭔지는 알아.
이게
RM says, I am aware of what LOL is, League of Legends.
나 점점 얼굴이 계속 지나가가지고.
내가 이게
Why is Jimin
나
laughing?
점점 얼굴이 계속 지나가가지고.
내가
Oh, Jimin is laughing because he's still remembering Jungkook's face from the military when he had to wake him up in the middle of the night.
훈련소에 가면은 그 주말에 교회나
그래, 종교
그거 갈 사람 물어보잖아요.
So in boot camp, on weekends, they ask who wants to go to church or religious service.
내가 한번 다 돌아보고 싶은 거야.
And I wanted to try them all.
아, 그 무조건 다 훈련소나?
아니 훈련소. 네 훈련소 때.
During boot camp?
훈련소 때는 한 번씩 찍은 거기야 찍어.
Yeah, so during boot camp, everyone definitely goes to each service, tries them all. So yeah, for context, on weekends, on Sunday, usually there are three options: Christian church, Catholic church, and then Buddhist temple. There are usually three options, and then you can choose to sleep in or stay at your dormitories, or go to those religious services, which means that you have to get up early and line up, and you march over there together. But the good thing is that those services provide food for you, and then that's where you can relax, because during boot camp it's so tense. You cannot relax. You have to be on guard, stiffen up a whole time, 24 hours. But during inside like the temple or the church, you can relax a little bit and sing like choirs, hymns, and dance too. And then you get treated with snacks, which is why a lot of trainees go to religious services even if they are not religious.
근데 그 천주교에서 훈련소는 세례명을 준대요.
But in Catholic service, in boot camp, they give out baptism names.
원래는 바깥에서는 새벽 기도도 해야 되고 그래야지 세례명 주거든.
Because normally outside the military, in the actual reality, you have to do early morning prayer and everything before they give you a baptism name.
훈련소에서는 세례명을 그냥 처음 가자마자 준다.
But in boot camp, they just give you one immediately. And RM says that's kind of like their sales or marketing strategy.
내가 그게 이름을 하나 갖고 싶은 거야.
And I wanted to receive a name,
근데 나는 잘 몰라.
but I didn't know much.
나는 그래서 공부를 했지.
So I studied.
뭐 루카 이런 게 있고
그리스.
알아. 뭐 1월부터 해가지고 이름이 다 있잖아.
So there are, like, starting from January, there are names for each day.
이번 달에 되는 뭐 이름이 있대. 그래서 나는 혹시 천주교 같이 갈 사람 거기 가면 뭐
And they were asking, anyone going to Catholic service? And Taeyong asked them, what do you get there? What do you get if you go to Catholic church?
주니까 빵준대.
They give out bread. They give out bread.
저도 가겠습니다. 저도 가겠습니다. 그래서 내가
And I'll go too.
명을 같이 데려갔어.
So I brought about 8 people along.
같이 이렇게 뭐 저런 날에 이러면서 일렬로 이렇게 가는데
And yeah, you have to line up and march together to a service.
야 근데 난 세례명 기억해? 난 받을 건데 너희 받을 거야? 저 받고 싶습니다. 뭐가
I'm gonna receive a baptism name. What about you guys? And they were like, oh, I would like to receive one too.
하니까 저 모데카이저.
And Taeyong, I'm not sure who said it, but someone said Mordekaiser, which is one of the heroes in League of Legends. Mordekaiser. And it's funny that they were wanted this hero name as a baptism name.
저 미스포츠 먹고 싶어.
Okay, it sounds like it wasn't Taeyong because Taeyong clearly said that he studied in advance, right? Earlier.
어떤 명을 같이 데려가면 뭐 주니까? 그래서 나는 혹시 천주교 같이 이번 달에 되는
Yeah, he said he studied in advance.
뭐 1월부터
So he was the one who gathered 8 people together, and he was asking the guys, I'm gonna get a name, baptism name. What about you guys? You guys want one? And then one of the guys he brought with said Mordekaiser, the game hero name. So that's funny.
저 미스포츠 저 미스포츠 보고
So those guys have no concepts of baptism names. So they were giving out, I guess, their favorite League of Legends game hero character names.
홀라피 생각해 철막 수정합니다. 야 이게 니들이 있는 거 아니라고.
And so Taeyong was telling the guys, hey, you guys are not the ones who are supposed to create the names.
나 세명도 받고 법명도 받고 막 그랬던 것 같은데.
I remember we were receiving like baptism names, but also like Buddhist names as well.
근데 이제 종교도 또 재밌는 게 우리 뭐 먹으러 가는 거잖아요. 그냥 갔는데
Like Buddhist precepts, baptism name, and 법령, Buddhist precepts. And Jimin said, religion thing is also funny in the military because
이제 훈련병원도 몇 주 차로 이제 누가 먼저 들어갔고 막 그런 게 있잖아요. 종교도 또 재밌는 게 우리 뭐 먹으러 가는 거잖아요.
because we are just going there for food.
갔는데
So we just went.
이제 훈련병원도 몇 주 차로 이제 누가 먼저 들어갔고 막 그런 게 있잖아요.
And in boot camp, there's this thing about which week you entered, who came in earlier, like part of a hierarchy system.
나는 갈게 너는 갈게. 기억 안 나요?
또
맞아 나는 갈게 너는 갈게.
근데 또 종국이랑 갔어요. 둘이 바나나 먹어보겠다고 갔어요. 근데 또 종국이랑 갔어요.
So he and Jungkook went to a religious service
바나나 먹어보겠다고
to get bananas?
갔어요. 갔는데 진짜 진짜 빡빡이들이 다 같이 뭘 하는 거예요. 교회를 갔는데 이러면서
So those guys at the church, all the buzz cut guys were doing something together, like dancing at the church,
막 춤추고 노래하는 게 있는데 둘이
doing choreography, singing and dancing, and Jimin and Jungkook were like looking at each other,
계속 이러고
touching their shaved heads, hit by the realization of what they're doing in the military,
하기 싫은 거예요. 그날 그게.
and they didn't want to do it at all that day. And Namjoon says, 난 했는데, I actually did it.
근데 이제 한 일주일 먼저 들어온 훈련병이 와서 다 일어나 빨리 일어나 막 이러면서
And then this trainee who came in a week earlier than us comes over, yelled, everyone up, get up fast, get up fast.
빨리 해 이러고 지나가는데
Do it fast. But Jungkook was acting like that. He never got up because he didn't want to do it.
바나나 먹으려고 이렇게까지 해야 돼요.
Hit by the realization, are we really have to going through this? Do we have to go through this just to get that one piece of banana?
가서 TV를 보고 있을 거예요.
I should have stayed at the dorm and just watched TV. But wasn't that funny? Wasn't that entertaining? jhope said. And Namjoon said that it was fun for him.
난 기독교도 아닌데.
Namjoon, I'm not even a Christian, but I was doing that at a church. So they were doing that random choreography during a religious service. So here's an example of military trainees at the boot camp attending a religious service at the church. And I still remember the first church service I went to as part of my boot camp. A lot of dudes actually cry. A lot of people actually cry. And they also play you like messages sent by their parents. At least it was the case for my boot camp, officer of boot camp. And for regular soldiers, it becomes really hyped up because you get to free yourselves up and like dance in a really free way.
그냥 그때는 그냥 우리 안 가고
But Jungkook didn't want to do it.
종교 나갈 때 이제 편의점 한 번 들어갈 수 있잖아요.
아
주말
최소
종교 나갈 때 이제 편의점 한 번 들어갈 수 있잖아요.
On weekends, when religious service time comes, you get to go to a convenience store once.
주말 한 번 쓸 수 있잖아요.
한번 주말마다
Once every weekend.
한 번이나 적었었어.
네.
Taehyung was asking, were we allowed to go to a convenience store during boot camp? And RM said once or twice maybe.
그때 카드 주고 애들 다 사먹으라고 하고.
So Jimin gave his credit card and told everyone to buy whatever they wanted.
나 그때 포스기에서
Because most of the guys at the boot camp, they're still young. Some guys are still college students. So Jimin, as a BTS member, can afford to buy these guys whatever they desire at the convenience store. And in the military, it's called BX. In Korea, it's called BX. In the States, it's called BX. Things are pretty cheap because many of them are tax exempt. So Jimin can simply provide a credit card, telling everyone to buy whatever they want. And RM did something similar.
옆 소대 애들한테 카드 줘서 사겠다가
I gave my card to guys from another platoon to go buy things.
아니 얘네들이 무슨 달팽이 크림부터 무슨 막 생필용품과 립스틱 6만 원을 긁은 거.
And they bought everything from daily necessities to snail cream, 달팽이 cream. So in the military, 달팽이 cream, snail cream, especially black snail cream, is one of the most popular products because it's pretty expensive outside the military. Like one product costs like $100 or something, but in the military it's less than $10. I think it's their marketing strategy to make it super expensive outside the military in the real world, and their main target is the military soldiers. And knowing that the snail cream is super cheap as composed to outside the military is super popular in the military camp or boot camp or in the military bases. And RM is saying that those guys who are allowed to use his credit card were buying these black snail creams or snail creams. It says cosmetic products. Super rich in terms of ingredients, they said. I have used it before, and yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I have given it to my parents as a gift as well.
그래서 포스기가 고장이 나는 거야.
So the machine, the cash register machine, broke,
플러스 최초래 최초.
and apparently it was the first case in a Nonsan boot camp.
포스기가 고장이 나서
The first time the post machine broke.
중대장이랑 나 불러서 도대체 뭘 하는 거야? 아니 그냥 애들 가서 좀 사라고 했습니다.
So the company commander called me in asking, what on earth were you doing? And RM responded, I just told them to get some snacks.
그냥 엄마한테 무슨 보내드릴 몸보신하는 그 용품을 다 사가지고.
And they went and bought like health tonics and products to send to their moms, to parents.
그 영수증이 그 100개가 항목이 100개가 넘어가서.
So the receipt had over 100 line items.
나한테 와서 그 대가리 막았어.
So they came back to me heads down, saying sorry.
야 근데 달팽이 크림 좀 아니지 않나?
And RM was being all nice, saying that that's okay. But snail cream? That's a bit much. 달팽이 크림 좀 아니지 않냐?
대가리 막았어. 죄송합니다. 야 근데 달팽이 크림 좀 아니지 않나?
That is so funny. And yeah, those guys were clearly going over the line because his intention, RM's intention, was to have them buy snacks, food and beverages they wanted, and because it's pretty cheap. But the actual products, and they were trying to send them to their parents? That's a bit too much.
그래서 포스기가 고장이 난 거야. 연산 플러스 최초래 최초. 포스기가 고장이 나서 중대장이랑 나 다.
Yeah, Jimin said typing snail cream, that's way over the line. They crossed the line.
대가리 먹었어.
That's just so funny.
아야, 야 근데 달팽이 크림 좀 아니지 않나?
우리가 엄청 보수적이어서 좀 간부가 말렸어. 절대
사지 말라.
나도 자
For us, the officers were very conservative and told me not to buy anything for anyone.
때 가고 나서는
나는 21살 때
Jimin, for me too, after getting to my regular units,
내 선임이 많이 사줬어.
나는
네가 샀어야지.
I guess what Jimin was trying to say is that he bought guys a lot of stuff while being part of the boot camp, but getting to his regular units, he maybe stopped doing that. And it makes sense why J-Hope's officers were trying to prevent him from doing that, because then the other guys would take advantage of that. And then that might affect their mentalities, military discipline. And Taeyong, on the other hand, says
선임도 내가 샀어.
the senior soldier bought a lot for me.
왜 갑자기 야 원래 신병은 먹고 싶은 거 이렇게 사주는 거야. 아 그럼 골라도 됩니다.
Because they were like, hey, new soldiers are supposed to 먹고 싶은 거 이렇게 사주는 거야. I'm supposed to, or senior soldiers are supposed to treat new soldiers to what they want to eat.
그러니까
And Taeyong was like, oh, then can I choose then?
맞아 처음에.
And they were like, hey, choose whatever you want.
그럼 내가 이것도 골라도 됩니까?
And I was like, can I choose this?
선크림.
And he was bringing like sun cream.
네가 그런 애네.
이것도 사도 됩니까?
Namjoon, you were just like that person or that type of kids. So that senior soldier whispered to him, "형, I don't have any money." Because even though that guy has come to the military before Taeyong, he must have been way younger than Taeyong and doesn't have that financial power. So even though he was trying to act like a senior soldier, way more experienced, and trying to treat him nicely, but Taeyong was playing along, teasing him by choosing a lot of expensive products, so that guy was whispering to Taeyong, "Hey, be easy on me. I don't have any money." So Taeyong's like, "Okay then, 알겠습니다," saying that in a really funnily respectful tone.
나그 PX에 이제 간부들이 살 수 있는 수비 있잖아요.
주라 말고.
근데 그
In the PX, the military store, they sell alcohol that officers can buy.
너무 먹고 싶었다 진짜.
And I really wanted it so badly.
그 완전 그 초록 색깔로 감싸져 있는 무슨 뭐 소주 있었잖아.
And there was this soju completely wrapped in deep green.
막 하여도 있고.
Hyo was there,
위스키가 있어. 근데 그게
whiskey was there,
간부들만
and those are pretty cheap.
아니 그게 휴가증을 받아서 그 휴가증 보여주면 할 수 있어.
간부랑 같이 가.
So usually they were available for officers, but the regular soldiers can buy them if they bring 휴가증, like leave pass. So right before you go home for vacations, for leaves, if you can prove that you are about to, get out, you can buy drinks there,
가서
alcohol.
같이 가야 돼요.
우리 부대에서는 그랬던
맞아.
And I guess they have different policies depending on where you are. For Jimin's base, you are supposed to bring an officer with you if you want to purchase alcohol before going home. But for Taeyong's base, you cannot buy alcohol whatsoever as a regular soldier.
나 사본 적이 없어. PX는
RM said, I have never bought alcohol there.
재미없겠다 지금 이 얘기.
And Taeyong realizes what we're talking about must be so not funny, must be so boring right now.
그렇지.
아무튼 여러분
댓글 보면은
마지막으로 댓글 한번 읽어볼까요?
댓글 보면은 뭐
I mean, to be honest, this is pretty funny for me and it's hilarious. And I believe that this would be funny if people understand. But I believe that the subtitles, it will be kind of difficult for AI to translate this in real time. But for me, this is so interesting. These guys talk about their military experiences.
혹시 군대 다녀오신 분 있으면 한번 따로 보세요.
Everyone, for those of you who have been to the military, who have done military service, watch this separately.
공감
댓글 왜안
나
내려가?
나중에 내가 자주 썰만 진짜 한번 풀어야겠다.
아이씨 너무 재밌어.
난 지민 정국
And Jimin said that I really need to just let all these stories out properly once. He was responsible for like a rocket launcher, jhope. And I guess he has some funny stories to tell about the self-propelled artillery that he was handling.
군대 썰이 제일 재밌어.
지민 정국 군대 썰
난 지민 정국 군대 썰이 제일 재밌어.
J-Hope. To me, Jimin and Jungkook's military service is the funniest.
지민 정국 군대 썰 이게 맞았대 안 풀었어?
Didn't you guys tell the stories while you were filming Are You Sure? Season 2?
이게 맞았대 안 풀었어.
그때 군대 얘기를 또 하고 싶지 않아.
At the time, we didn't want to talk about military stuff again
직후니까
because it was right after discharge.
그럴 수 있어.
그때 풀었어야 되네.
Understandable.
아니 좀 시간이 지난 후에 풀어야지 이거 재밌지.
근데 나는 행동한
No, actually, you have to let time pass first.
게 아직도 꿈에 나온다. 이틀 전에.
But my administrative officer, like the first surgeon, still appears in my dreams. 행복원님, whom Jimin and Jungkook have talked about before during their live streams after military discharge.
보고 싶은가 봐. 나는 행동하니.
I must miss him. I saw him like 2 days ago in my dreams. RM said, 나는 아닌 것 같아요. That's not for me.
나 행동하니 너무 보고 싶은데.
Jimin, but apparently misses the 행복원님 because that surgeon is apparently so funny and treated Jimin and Jungkook nicely, but like he was the one who, whenever he saw Jimin and Jungkook was singing 월요일, 화요일, 수요일, 목요일, changing the lyrics of Seven, Jungkook's song. And then he has a very distinct way of saying stuff like 내가 하고 싶어? Something like that.
뭐 또 마지막 댓글 뭐 읽을까? 뭐가 있을까?
Still reading comments before wrapping up.
댓글 이렇게 읽고 시간하실까요?
남준 심화에 칠까요? Is it's a Japanese term. 심화에 칠까요? It's a combined with Korean saying should he wrap up? But it was just so it came out so direct that it became funny.
너무 전문 용어를
You use a very technical term and he's being sarcastic in a funny way.
전문 용어를 그냥
던져버리네.
알아서 칠까요?
심하게 칠까요? Should we wrap up? Because it's such a slang.
야 보세요. 너무 진짜.
왜 이렇게 오픈된 거야?
And Jimin teases him and criticizes his word choice and saying that why are you so open? Like why are you so liberal? Hey, lock yourself up a bit.
도라이버로 좀 해줘 이렇게.
누구 시작할까요?
우리 라이브가 너무 웃겨.
Taeyong says our live streams are the funniest.
군대 얘기 하다 보니까 약간 이게 약간
알지? 군대 얘기하면 한없이
맞아.
The military gets a bit military talk goes endlessly and then endlessly coarse. And shallow. Like shallow, they mean that they become just like kids.
약간의 저급파에
Like a little degrading.
어쩔 수 없어.
저열해지는
그런 얘기를 더 많이 해야 돼 사실.
그리고 재밌지.
And you have to have more of a dirty stories. And that's what makes it funny.
아무튼 방송 알림 보고 학교 조퇴하고 있어.
Somebody wrote in the comments, I saw the live stream notification and left school early.
안 돼요.
얘 지금 뭐 심하게 친다고 해.
And they're like, 안 돼요, you're not supposed to do that. And J-Hope points out that RM just now said, shall we wrap up? So the timing was perfect. Because they were about to wrap up. But then one fan said that they came back home early from school just to watch the live stream.
아리게이트도 아니고 뭔 소리예요?
정리도 끝날 때 정리하는 거 하시는 거 하거든. 아무튼 자 자, how's your food? 저 많이 나아지고 있습니다. AMA.
Topic of AMA. And look at his surprise that RM brought it up.
자,
AMA.
Because we just learned a couple hours that BTS is making a special appearance live at the AMAs on May 25th. So Jungkook, J-Hope was surprised, like thinking, "What on earth are you doing? Spoiling things like that."
뭐 좋은 뭐 결과가 있으면 좋을 것 같네요. 그렇죠.
And RM said, "You know, it would be great to have good results."
어떻게 알아요?
So they're talking about fan voting
여기 AMA 있어. AMA.
for awards.
저희 아미분들이 투표를 열심히 해주시죠.
So armies have been voting so hard, and J-Hope realized that RM was talking voting, not the special appearance. There's also that argument. Why you talking go? And say we talked to Mexico already. So like those comments like that, just don't read those. I love Tail aligning them. Proposal, like a couple proposal during please performance. After, and during please, one issue, and wow, and these guys are aware of that. And
근데 그런 분들 생각보다 많아. 감동적이다.
J-Hope said there are actually a lot more people like that. The other person could be a huge Coldplay fan. So for that case, the wife could be a huge fan of ours.
만약에 거절하면 어떡해?
And Taeyong, but what if he gets rejected? Or they get rejected?
좀 아쉽게 된 거지.
아쉽게 된 거지. Then it will become bittersweet.
야뭐 약간 야뭐 에디션 보겠어 약간.
아쉽게 된 거지.
야뭐 약간 야뭐 에디션 보겠어 약간. 이런데 약간 좀 했는데.
Oh, sorry. Says, hey, proposals are usually pre-agreed anyway. It's just a form of celebration.
하는데 이러면서 멋있지 않냐?
It's a romantic fantasy, and something about it is so cool. But the fact that this happens at our concerts too is kind of amazing.
컸구나 그런 생각했던 것 같아.
And I realized our concert has gotten really big.
요즘 콘서트 막 이제 팬분들이 올려주시는 거 막 뜨는 것들 막 보면서 하트 많이 누르기는 해.
Lately, I've been watching and liking a lot of the things that fans post from concerts
재밌는 거 많더라고.
because there are so many fun ones.
좋아요 들으니까 정말 많은 분들
I love reels, and it makes me feel like I'm genuinely connecting with a lot of people.
아니 다 뜨고
And seeing what's like and to repost it slightly. I could have said I'm getting a lot of 결혼 lighting is like a combined word of marriage, 결혼, and gaslighting.
이게 나이 차이예요. 6년에서
That's because I'm getting older.
정년이라서 한국 기준 결혼 정년이라.
Because it's the prime marriage age in Korea by Korean standards.
문경이 외국 기준이면 지났을 수도 있죠.
그러면
By foreign standards, it might have passed already.
문경이 작년에 좀 핫했으니까 이번에 형이랑 좀 핫한.
So my bias used to be RM, but then I switched to Jimin. And RM saying, "Are you literally saying this right in front of my face? Really?"
진짜 아니 이 양반아.
이 양반아, hey dude, or hey you,
아니 어디 사는 누구야?
정신 못 차리는
wherever you are, wherever you live.
너무하네. 멋있긴 해.
Oh, 어디 사는 누구야? Who are you? Where do you live? This is too much. But 멋있긴 해. But Jimin is really cool, after all.
태영이 머리
So it's just being funny. Posted on Instagram, and then nobody realized that it was a tattoo. Just a stain on his body. During ARIRANG, seriously, Korean factor was a big van. Computer can handle this long recording. Anyways, we learned a lot from them. A lot of military stories, and the fact that Yoongi was attending a long distance running. And here's a footage of Yoongi. This is him in a black, black shirt, blue cap, and one more footage, like this. Like this is Yoongi right there. Oh, do you remember how he was wearing a body cam attached to his cap during, was it during the sound check or during the actual